Homecoming 2022 brings us to Cougar Stadium on a beautiful night for football. Grayson County enters looking to snap a 4-game losing streak and move to 2-4 on the season, and standing in their way is the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County. Can the Cougs pick up the win, or will it be the Mustangs stampeding? And a good evening and welcome here to Cougar Stadium for tonight's coverage of Grayson County Cougar football on K105. Sam Gormley and the former Cougar quarterback Kaylor Decker with you tonight for Grayson County football. We're home. It feels amazing. It's the first time that Grayson County has been home in 35 years, Kaylor. And I know it seems like that, and it's been 4 straight road games, which is the longest stretch of road games for Grayson County since 1979. And Kaylor, there's something special about playing in front of your home fans, especially when you've been gone this long.
Yeah, it really is homecoming. I mean, they chose a perfect week to do it, but that support, that home field advantage that you have, the familiarity, it's just something huge for you.
And it's also big because, and I hate to always use the term must win, because really the Cougars are not in a must win scenario, but they kind of are. You got to win this game against a team that you're closer to and competing against, and you got to find a way to win this game.
Yes, you do.
Cougars lost last week to Graves County 33-0 to fall to 1-4 on the season. First 4-game losing streak since 2017. As we mentioned, that 4-game road trip that the Cougars were on. Cougars won 4 straight, though, against the Mustangs and are a perfect 7-0 against their head coach, Josh Staples. Cougars have only won 5 straight against one opponent 8 times in program history. And those teams that they have beaten at least 5 straight times: Ohio County, McLean County, Hart County, Hancock County twice, and Breckenridge County 3 times. On the other side, Mustangs enter with a record of 0-5. They've lost all 5 games by at least 21 points and an average of 31.2 points. Muhlenberg County has lost 12 straight district games dating back to 2019. They opened district play last week with a 35-13 loss to Ohio County. Josh Staples is the head coach in his second stint as the head coach of the Mustangs. He was previously the head coach from 2009 to 2010. He was also the final head coach at Muhlenberg South back in 2008. Coming up on our locker room show, we're going to introduce you to both teams, talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, and have Kaylor's keys to the game. That comes up and more right here as this is Cougar football on K105.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's a fake.
I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Floodwaters in eastern Kentucky have destroyed homes and businesses, displaced families, devastated communities, and claimed the lives of our fellow Kentuckians. Radio and television stations across the Commonwealth have united as one voice to help our fellow Kentuckians in need. Please consider supporting the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund today. Simply go to kba.org and click the Donate Now button. This message of hope is provided by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Cougar Stadium, where the Grayson County Cougars are preparing to take on the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Mustangs enter with that record of 0-5. They're 0-1 in Class 5A District 1. Kenyon Johnson is their typical starting quarterback. 551 passing yards, 5 touchdowns. Also their leading rusher, 452 yards on the ground. 53% of their team's rushing yards, averaging 7.2 yards a rush. he's not going to be playing tonight. He is out for tonight's game, and Kaler, that's a huge loss for this Muhlenberg County offense because he is their offense.
Yeah, that was actually one of my keys to the game is containing him, but it still remains the same. You have to contain quarterbacks, and I know how good of a rusher he was last year, and I'm sure he just got much better. And you lose anybody that's making up 50% of your rushing yards, that's huge.
And they're going to turn to John Putnam as their starting quarterback. Putnam is their leading receiver. He has 13 catches for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 23.1 yards per catch. So that tells me, Kaler, he's have at least some athleticism, and you're going to probably see when you have a backup quarterback, and in some instances maybe even you could classify as an emergency quarterback, I'm sure that you're going to be seeing a lot of quarterback run. And probably your key is still going to remain the same because you're going to have to slow him down and not let him get outside the pocket and beat you with his legs.
Yeah, the chances are of emergency quarterbacks are not the greatest throwers, but they're going to try to hurt you with their legs like that Lynn Bowden situation with Kentucky. That's exactly what happens.
And what did he do? He torched everybody.
Torched everybody.
Exactly. And in a lot of ways they said, stop me, and he still beat him. Hunter Baker, though, he's still there. He's their main running back. 4 games this year. He missed the game against Hancock County. He has 49 carries for 228 yards and a touchdown. Gavin Karuba has carried the ball 14 times for 90 yards and a touchdown. Caleb Duckett, 8 carries for 31 yards. They've had 8 other players have at least 1 carry as well for the Mustangs. We mentioned Putnam. He's their leading receiver, but you're probably not going to see him as a receiver tonight since he's going to be the quarterback unless we start running some trick plays. Hayes DeArmond leads the team in catches. He has 19 receptions for 193 yards. Elijah Penley, Talon Cartwright, Derek Dukes, and Caden Likens each have caught multiple passes as well. The offense has been a struggle for the Mustangs this season, 10.8 points per game, although they have scored at least 13 or 14 in 4 of their 5 games. So they're consistent as they're going to get you 2 touchdowns. And the one game that they did not score, that was against Hancock County, who Kaler is a really good team.
Extremely good.
And they didn't have the running back in that game. So that, you can read into that how you want. Mustangs, in their 4 straight losses to the Cougars, are averaging just about 10.2 points per game. Defensively has also been a struggle for the Mustangs. 42 points per game last week. They've allowed at least 35 in every game this season. And on Grayson County, we'll talk about this in a moment, we have an offense that has been struggling for Grayson County. When you look across and you see a team that has allowed at least 35 and has given up 42 points a game, those eyes have to get as wide as saucers.
And especially when you have a struggle, you have to capitalize on it.
Team has not posted any just defensive stats to the KHSAA in a couple of weeks, so we don't really know a lot about their defense.
No.
Caleb Duckett was their leading tackler in the one game that they did post stats for. Nate Harper is the team's kicker. Grayson County looks to snap that 4-game losing streak. We'll introduce you to them coming up next. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Floodwaters in eastern Kentucky have destroyed homes and businesses, displaced families, devastated communities, and claimed the lives of our fellow Kentuckians. Radio and television stations across the Commonwealth have united as one voice to help our fellow Kentuckians in need. Please consider supporting the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund today. Simply go to kba.org and click the Donate Now button. This message of hope is provided by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County looking to snap their 4-game losing streak tonight as they welcome in the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County for a homecoming clash. Hunter Felty, the Cougar starting quarterback on the year, 50 of 86 for 565 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He has, last week, as far as just completing the ball at a high rate, 11 of 15 against a good Graves County team. I thought for the most part he was pretty decent last week, made some good throws. Just the Graves County defensive line's really good.
They are. And number 55, he's going to be.
Mango.
Yep, he's going to be big.
Jaron Van Meter is the leading rusher for Grayson County, 39 carries for 128 yards and a touchdown. He led the team with 57 yards on the ground last week. Waylon Bruce is the fullback. He only has 4 carries for 8 yards. They couldn't have slammed that door much louder, could they, Caleb?
No.
Coming in here. That's why we're on this side, so people don't usually come in and slam our doors, but they decided to slam it. But you're also going to see a new running back there tonight for Grayson County, and that is the freshman Dejari Hardy. Kaylor, what do we need to know about him?
He's small, but he's extremely quick and he's extremely fast from what I know of him, and he's going to be a hard-working kid and he's going to get hard-nosed and go in there.
It's about 5'6" listed on the roster. Is that being generous, or is that probably about accurate?
I think that's a little generous.
It's a little generous. Okay. Well, I mean, listen, football rosters, I know that you can never be too particular, but I mean, lightning fast is lightning fast.
It doesn't matter.
And if you get him out into space, and I'm very intrigued to see Dejari Hardy, the freshman, come out and running back tonight. Grayson Chafin's the leading receiver for the Cougars, 12 catches for 136 yards and a touchdown. Waylon Bruce out of the backfield, 9 catches for 104 yards. Jaden Kinney, though, has come on both sides of the ball recently. He leads the team in total touchdowns with 2. He has 8 catches for 72 yards. You also see Carroll and Van Meter back there. The offense for Grayson County as well has been a struggle during the 4-game losing streak, averaging only 8.4 points per game. The last time they were at home here at Cougar Stadium, they scored 33 points. Since that time, they've scored 34. And Kaylor, that's usually not a recipe for putting together some wins.
Not typically, unless you have a defense that doesn't allow anything.
Unless it's the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
And this defense is solid, but it's not necessarily that great as well. The defense, as we mentioned, averaging 27.6 points per game. They only allowed 12 the last time they were here. And I think last week you'd look at the 33 points that they gave up against Graves County and you say, ooh, 33 points. But the guy that stood out to me was Colby Chafin's 5 tackles for a loss. He played like a man who hadn't played in 3 weeks, and he was ready to lay some lumber.
And he shot the gaps, just used his instincts well, and that's what you have to do as a linebacker.
I know you're going to hear it in a few moments when I ask Coach Jones, but they're different players. And I don't want to compare them. But that linebacker position, what it kind of reminded me of was Zach Bratcher. Just the guy that he was going to be in on every play, and you had to look and say, where's 55, I guess was Zach's number, if my memory's right. And right now I think Muhlenberg County is going to say, where's 2? And that's big to have back there in that Cougar defense. Team has intercepted 6 passes on the season. Jaden Kinney had his first interception. Team has held, though, Muhlenberg County to 14 points or less in the last 4 matchups. In the 11 previous, they've shut the Mustangs out 3 times, the last time they were here at Cougar Stadium back in 2020. Brian Jones, the head coach, we'll talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, last week we talked about it after the game, but you got Colby Chaffins back on defense. And I know when I went back and watched, I think I had him with 5 tackles for a loss. And it kind of was giving me flashbacks. And I know they're different players, but of Zach Bratcher, of having that guy in the middle of the defense that is going to be in on almost every single play. What does a guy like that do to a defense?
You know, I think he can make or break a defense, to be honest with you. I relate some things to basketball from time to time because we got a lot of kids that grew up playing basketball. And, you know, a good offense has a good quarterback the same way a good offensive basketball team has a good point guard. And really that guy on the defense is your middle linebacker. And so, you know, he's a spot that we've kind of been missing over the last few weeks as he's getting back off injury. And he had a big game for us, and we expect to have a big rest of the season.
Roger Lush and his team have done a great job, again, putting together a great event before tonight's game. And he also does a lot of work, I know, not even connected to this event, but just with the Alumni Association as well. As a head coach, what's it mean to have somebody like that and have this association backing you all up?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, the support, the involvement that he is, you know, the buzz that he's created in the community, the things that he's able to provide back to the community through the food drive and bringing people in for walkthroughs through the school and all those good things. You know, it's outstanding, and it's just something that I feel like has been really great for our football program because as you've seen our first home game, and hopefully it's the same way tonight, we've got a huge crowd. You know, biggest crowd since I've been here was against Edmonson County. Coach Kincaid, our athletic director, says it's the biggest crowds he's seen since he's been there. And I think a lot of that has to do with involving the Alumni Association and trying to get the community involved as well.
Kaylor and I talked about this after the game. It was either Friday or the week prior, but we just mentioned playing at home. Your team has gone on the 4-game road swing, and I asked him something along the lines of, you know, is that overrated of playing at home? And he said, no, absolutely not. He said there is something different. You've played, you've coached. What is different about playing at home?
Well, I think just playing in front of your friends and family. You know, a game like Graves or a game like Barron. You know, Barron we're playing at 9:30 at night. Graves is, you know, 2.5+ hours away. You know, you just don't have that same energy level because you feed off the crowd. And these kids know when their buddies are here and their parents are here and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas and those kind of things. And you play different. You know, I can remember as a player myself, you know, the stuff that was at home, you didn't want to disappoint in front of your peers and those kind of things. And so, you know, our school does a great job of having a pretty good student section. And so hopefully that shows up again tonight because I think we feed off that energy. And in a tight ball game against Edmonson County, we come out second half and, you know, you got that big crowd behind you, and next thing you know, things turn around and we get a big win. And so hopefully we see that same thing tonight.
When you look at Muhlenberg County tonight, one thing that stands out that you haven't had at all this season is that they have played multiple of the same opponents that you have. In the regular season, they've played Hopkins County and Hancock, who you both scrimmage, and then they also played McLean County. Going up against teams that you played as well, does that allow you to look at film any differently or learn different things, or does it really not even matter?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you always try to do some comparison. You know, how did we do against those teams? How did they do against those teams? But, you know, more for when you're watching film, it's about what do they do offensively that's similar to us, what do they do defensively that's similar to us, and try to learn how Muhlenberg may line up to us in certain formations and what they may try to run against us based on our defense and things like that, and try to prepare that way. And so there's definitely some benefit to having a common opponent.
Muhlenberg's quarterback is pretty much the epitome of a dual threat. How do you slow it down?
Well, I think we got to do a good job in our pass rush lanes, keeping him contained. He does a really good job throwing the ball, and so we're going to have to be, you know, in our spots on the back end as well. And, you know, win up front. I keep saying it week in, week out, keep preaching it to the kids. We've got to win the battle in the trenches, both sides of the ball, and it starts with those big guys up front, and hopefully they have a big night. and we're able to have a lot of success on offense and hopefully slow him down on defense.
Muhlenberg's defense has been susceptible to giving up to yards and points this season. How does your offense move the ball?
Well, I think, we got to establish a run game for sure. We've spent some weeks where we've thrown more than normal, and I think, we've got to take some pressure off of the pass game with an effective ground game. And so we'll look to get the run game started early, and that, gets the defense kind of playing aggressively, and then hopefully some play-action pass, some screens and things like that will really get Hunter started, and, hopefully we'll have a well-balanced attack.
Coach, good luck. We'll have more here coming up in the locker room show after this.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Floodwaters in eastern Kentucky have destroyed homes and businesses, displaced families, devastated communities, and claimed the lives of our fellow Kentuckians. Radio and television stations across the Commonwealth have united as one voice to help our fellow Kentuckians in need. Please consider supporting the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund today. Simply go to kba.org and click the Donate Now button. This message of hope is provided by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are preparing to take on the Muhlenberg County Mustangs, as we are just about 6.5 minutes away from kickoff, as they're getting ready for the Cougars to run onto the field. It's now time for Kaler's keys to the game. Kaler, take it away.
All right, so starting on offense, you have to dominate the line of scrimmage, and what I mean by that is literally dominate. I want to see pancake blocks, I want to see people on their back, and I want to see giant holes in the middle of the field, which is going to compound into creating big plays up the middle of the field, such as trap plays, counter gap plays, just straight ISO. Now going to the defensive side of the ball, it's probably going to be an emergency quarterback situation, so this guy's going to be athletic. Contain him. Be disciplined in your rush lanes, and don't let him get outside of the pocket. And don't let the athletes in open field. Muhlenberg County always has great athletes. They always do, and they can make you miss if you give them a chance. So make sure to keep them out of the open field and tackle them before they get started.
Those are the keys to the game. Grayson County getting ready to take on Muhlenberg County as we are closer and closer to getting underway tonight. And, Kaler, I think it's safe to say, and again, I as I said in the open, I don't like using must-win because, listen, you still got 4 more district games, or 3 more district games after tonight. So if you lose, it is not the absolute end of the world. There is still a pathway to the playoffs, but here's the thing. It becomes a lot harder.
Yeah, because one of those district games is Owensboro.
I've heard they're good.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that to get through
I've played them a couple times. They're pretty good.
Are they big,
They're
fast,
pretty big, pretty
athletic?
fast. Yeah, athletic.
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean,
a couple
listen,
D1 guys.
just 2 or 3, right?
Yeah,
I mean, listen, that's
5.
5. Oh, okay. At least it's not 6, right?
Oh, well, 4 of them were on the D-line.
That is true. And for you as a former quarterback, that's not necessarily what you're going to see when you look up, right?
No.
Well, luckily, guess what? We don't have to see them until a month away. So we get to look forward to that, right?
I would rather just get it over with.
Rather get it over with. The Cougars look like they're slowly walking their way out to take the field right now. We're going to try and hang on and hope that they come out and run onto the field right now when we're on, as Brian Jones is coming out with his captains. Looks like his captains for tonight's game. Looks like we've got, is that Will Scott, Hunter Felty. They're trying to turn around. Sawyer Drake and Jaron Van Meter are his captains. And did I see one of them with the tobacco stick, Kaler?
I don't know why they'd have it.
I thought I saw somebody with I guess it was a flag maybe that somebody was holding as they were
used
walking
the flag.
out. Yeah, that might be what the flag is that they were walking and trying to walk out, as it looked like they were almost walking out with a cane, so I wasn't sure if they had the tobacco stick or something, which again, it's not Edmonson County, but you know what, why not? Try it out while you can. Looks like Grayson County and Muhlenberg County, we're getting closer to getting underway, so we'll step aside and come back with more as this is Grayson County Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
If you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, the Cougars are going to get ready to come out of the tunnel. We'll bring that to you live as they come. Hopefully it comes any second. I'm not sure if they're actually physically in there or not. I see that the entrance is kind of moving a little bit. Okay, I see them. It looks like they're getting close to maybe coming out. We'll be sure to bring that to you live here on K105 Digital Productions as we get close to getting underway here tonight between the Cougars and the Mustangs. Grayson County and Muhlenberg County moments away from getting underway. Looks like the Cougars are getting ready to take the field and get ready to let this one fire up and roll. Mustangs won the toss. They will defer. So will be, or no, they will accept, and they're going to receive the football. So they're going to start off with the footballs. It looks like the Cougars are getting ready to come out of the tunnel. Kaylor, you said you used this once when you played and they lost. As here come the Cougars leading them out. Will Scott leading them out onto the field. You love to see it as Grayson County and Muhlenberg County. So that's true. You did it one game and lost?
Yep. And they would set it up every time, but we would never run through it. We'd run around it.
We've also got fireworks tonight, something new that they're getting ready to try out, and I like it. We were at McLean County a couple of weeks ago, and Kaylor, we got another shot of fireworks. I love it. I think I heard Sheriff Norman Chaffins has the firework button tonight.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Well, at least it's a safe guy to give it to.
Is it?
Hopefully.
We hope so. We hope so that Sheriff Norman Chaffins is going to have it. Grayson County and Muhlenberg County, as it's time for football in Litchfield between the Grayson County Cougars and the Muhlenberg County Mustangs. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Grayson County with a record of 1-4. Muhlenberg County with a record of 0-5. Both teams, though, the important thing is that they're both 0-1 in district play. As we get ready to fire this one off, it'll be Jackson Kane to kick from the near hash, to kick deep from right to left on your radio dial. I think if you're Grayson County, you want to make sure that you have a good start to this game. As back deep to return is Luke Shelton and Hunter Baker for Muhlenberg County. As the student section moves down to its spot on the track behind the bench here at Cougar Stadium. A beautiful night. It is football weather here tonight. You're waiting for the whistle. There it comes. Jackson Kane, the senior, to kick it deep. And it's actually an onside kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last year when Grayson County played Muhlenberg County, they recovered 3 onside kicks, if my memory does serve me correctly. They tried it again this time. Kane puts a little bit too much on it, and it goes out of bounds, and that's where the Mustangs are going to start with the football. They're going to turn to the emergency quarterback, John Putnam. He's 0 of 1 this season in passing. He is also their leading receiver, and he's going to come out as the quarterback in tonight's game, as he is in place of the injured Canyon Johnson, who accounts for almost 1,000 yards of total offense. Ball's going to be placed in the Mustangs' 45-yard line. That's where they will start working from left to right on your radio dial. Man shifts in motion. It's a pitch out to the far side, trying to find the corner, and the edge is sealed as the run was by Gavin Karuba. And a nice play made on the outside by Grayson County for no gain. Cougar defense, looking at the starting lineup, that defensive line, Jackson Kane, Will Scott, Sawyer, Drake, Braden Mudd. Your linebackers of Van Meter, Bruce, Chaffins, and Felty. You also see your cornerbacks of Jaden Kinney, Mason Carroll, and Grayson Chaffins. Kinney had a really nice interception last week in the loss at Graves County. He read it perfectly when I went back and watched the film. That's really what stood out to me. Standing in the gun is the quarterback, Putnam. Man shifts in motion from the far side to the near side. They run into one another. It's a direct run by Putnam. Big hole up the middle, spinning across the 50-yard line. Gets up to the 40, or to the 45, and that'll be enough for a first down, Muhlenberg County. Looks like a little read option. They ran into one another in the backfield, but still pick up the first down up to the 44-yard line. That's where Muhlenberg County will have it first down and 10.
And we got to be able to stop that, because if we don't, they're going to keep doing it, because he's an athletic kid. He's obviously a great receiver, but he's going to hurt you with his legs more than his arm.
First down and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball placed in the Grayson County 44-yard line. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers on each side of the quarterback, Putnam. Man shifts in motion again. Handoff on the it's capped, ball's out. Putnam falls on it, and he's able to fall down on it before Sawyer Drake was able to get in there. And that's where you're seeing the inexperience of Putnam, because on the previous play that he ended up making yards, they ran into one another, and we got a Mustang down after the play. One of the wide receivers, it looks like a non-contact injury, and that is Gavin Karuba, the junior. And that's not somebody that, not that they want anybody to get hurt, but Karuba, 14 carries for 90 yards and a touchdown coming into this game, and let's hope that he is definitely okay. Tonight is homecoming at Grayson County High School, and they have opened it up with an alumni tailgate sponsored by our good friend Roger Lush, as that happened before the game today. They were having a silent auction. They were having all kinds of fun as setting that one up. It looked like a great crowd. I know that Cook Ranch Shaved Ice is set up as well today. They had silent auction. They had a cool signed helmet as well that they were signing, that the entire team signed. Karuba gets off on his own, and he is walking off the field. That's a good sign, hopefully, that he is okay, because that's the last thing that you want to see. A good player for the Mustangs go down with an injury. It was a loss of about 3 yards back to the 47-yard line.
That inexperience really showed at the quarterback. That's called a mesh point, and that takes weeks to months to practice, and if you're not experienced with the running backs doing it, it's going to often result in turnovers and fumbles during the game.
And you saw it on the first play. They ran into one another in the backfield, and then that time the ball just fell out. They're doing a lot of motion on the jet sweeps as well, with 2 wide receivers on each side. Man shifts in motion from the near side to the far side. They fake the handoff. Direct run left side. Putnam. He gets up towards the 45-yard line. And that's where he's going to be down by the Cougar defensive line. It'll turn out to be 3rd down and 11 coming up for Muhlenberg County. Big opportunity for this Grayson County defense already in this game. Let's see what the Mustangs do. Putnam only attempted 1 pass this season as the emergency quarterback. The head coach, Josh Staples, delivers the play call to try and set it up. It's the pistol formation. Baker, the running back, lined up. Well, now he's going to shift almost into the shotgun off to that right side. Man shifts in motion behind him. It is a run by Baker across the left side. He gets down to the 40-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down marker. It's going to be about 4th down and 6 or 7 for the Mustangs. Officially, the ball's to the 41-yard line. 4 yards on the run by Baker. And 4th down and 7. You're in no man's land, Kaler, and I think it's probably 4-down territory.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard for a punter to really do anything with, and you can't kick from here, so, I mean, you have really no choice.
It'll be 4th down and about 6 or 7 for the Mustangs. Big opportunity for the Grayson County defense early on in this game. Man shifts in motion from the near side to the far side. It's a reverse here towards the near side, trying to turn upfield. Nothing there! Being dropped for a loss. The first man in there on the tackle for Grayson County. Mason Carroll, I think, came in there to make the hit.
It was Jaron.
Jaron Van Meter as well in there for Grayson County. That was to Armand on the run, and he's dropped for a loss of 2 yards, but more importantly, that is a turnover on downs.
The backside did a really good job of staying home on that reverse and kind of shutting it down and not letting it get outside.
8 minutes, 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. Grayson County will have it on their own 43-yard line. And let's see what this offense under senior quarterback Hunter Felty can do. Felty on the season, 50 of 86, 565 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And now we're switching up here and changing the formation before this play. It's the pistol formation for Felty. Pitch here to the near side to Van Meter. Van Meter tries to turn the corner. He's going to sidestep out of bounds down at about the 45-yard line for Grayson County. The starting lineup for the Grayson County offense. Offensive line, Sawyer Drake. You'll have Michael Sturdivant, Jake Lasley, Matthew Phillips, Will Scott in there as well at times, and you'll have your skill guys are going to move a lot. Jaden Kinney will be out there, Hunter Felty, Jaron Van Meter, and as we mentioned in the open, Kaler, the guy I'm very excited to see, Dejari Hardy, the freshman. We haven't seen him in there just quite yet, but Brian Jones says that told me when we were talking earlier that it could happen. 2nd down and about 8. Van Meter got to the 45-yard line. It's a misdirect. I think Felty takes it himself across the 50, across the 40. He has space, 30, 25, 20, shoved out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Felty went to hand it off to his left side. Van Meter, the running back, went to his right side, and Felty just was trying to figure out what to do, and it turns out to be the longest play of the season for Grayson County. That is 36 yards and a 1st down Cougars.
He did the exact right thing when a busted play happens. Go to where it's supposed to go and just run it as a follow play, and he did.
Felty, handoff Bruce, left side, big hole, inside the 10, inside the 5, goes down towards the goal line. It's all going to depend on the spot, and he's down at the 1. Waylon Bruce carries it 18 yards on the play. Bruce only had 8 yards going into that carry, and he picks up 18 on that one. In the shotgun formation for Hunter Felty. Bruce is to his right, trips to the right side. Handoff, Bruce, left side, touchdown Cougars. Waylon Bruce takes it into the end zone, and Grayson County strikes first. They lead 6-0 with 8:34 left in the first quarter. What a start for this offense, Kaler Decker.
4 plays, what was that?
57 yards.
That's a pretty good average.
In 25 seconds.
It's pretty good.
I'll take it. It'll be Jackson Kane on to attempt the extra point. 3 of 6 this season, 19 of 27 in his career. The right-footed kicker, Jaron Van Meter, the holder. Low snap, Kane gets it away, and it is good. Grayson County puts it through with 8:34 left in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Cougars. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Grayson County strikes first, and they lead 7-0 with 8 minutes and 34 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. And Kaler, I don't think Brian Jones could have drawn up a better drive after Grayson had gone 12 consecutive drives without scoring.
Nope.
Dating back to the Butler County game. I don't know that you could have done it much better than that. Kick comes down the near side. It's going to bounce out of bounds again. This time it rolls inside the 15 and goes out at the 13-yard line. And Jackson Kane puts his second kick out of bounds, but the Muhlenberg County offense is going to come back out now with 8:34 left in quarter number one. We mentioned Kaler 25 seconds to move 57 yards and get 7 points. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's pretty good offense. I mean, that's creating big plays. I mean, that's all it is.
It was after the defense came up with a stop. Now you've got this momentum completely in grasp, and hopefully the Cougar defense can come out and come up with another big play. Muhlenberg County's going to have it at their own 35-yard line. Putnam remains in the game at quarterback. Again, he is filling in for the injured Kenyon Johnson. The running back Baker shifts from behind him to the left side. Man in motion. Comes from here from the near side to the far side. Direct run up the middle by Putnam. Full head of steam across the 45-yard line up near the 50. That's enough for a first down for Muhlenberg County. Putnam's got some nice speed, Caleb.
Yes, I mean, and he's a quick accelerator too, so he gets that burst and he's able to break through for 10 yards before you even get a hand on him.
Officially give him about 13.5 on the run up to the 48-yard line. First down and 10 coming up for the Mustangs. 8 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Grayson County leads 7-0. The Mustangs are coached by Josh Staples. He is in his 6th season at the head coach of Muhlenberg County. He is 13-40, 18-46 overall in his 7th season. This is his second stint as the head coach at Muhlenberg County. He was also the final head coach in 2008 for Muhlenberg South. 2 wide receivers on each side. Putnam looks to scramble over towards that far side. He's got space to work. He runs out of bounds as he crosses the 50-yard line. Absorbed a hit as well. And it's down to about the 47 or 48 on the run by Putnam, about 4 yards on the quarterback scramble.
And we lost contain on that left side, and we're lucky that's the short side of the field where he probably could have hurt us a lot worse.
Because he's got good speed,
yes.
And he's shifty as well. Officially 3 yards on the run.
And whenever he drops back to pass, you have to make him uncomfortable, make him a passer, because that's really, truthfully, not what he is. Make him a pocket passer, not somebody that gets out of the pocket.
Make him beat you with his arm. I think is probably the most basic way. If you're trying to say this Grayson County defense allowing 27.6 points per game, allowed only 12 in their last home game, and we have a whistle blown. And is there an injured player?
Looks like they're on the concrete over there, yep.
And is there an injured player, I think, for Muhlenberg County on that far side of the field? Hopefully he is okay. But this Grayson County defense allowing 128.3 yards per game through the air, 162.6 yards per game this season on the ground. Last week, the rush defense, though, against Graves County was really good. 30 yards.
It was the air that got them.
And even then, it was
chunk plays.
It was. Because I thought as a whole, and again, if you watch the game, I think you're probably in agreement with us in saying that the defense didn't play bad.
It was just on those plays that they didn't play well. That's what beat them.
And again, if you're watching, you might say, well, then the defense probably didn't play great if you're making that point. But it was 90% of the plays they played really well. And again, obviously football is 100% of the plays is what turns out to be the game. But I think overall, I know that Brian Jones was as pleased as one could be with a 33-point outburst.
All happened is they capitalized on mistakes we made, and we couldn't.
4th down.
Yep.
4th down. I think they were 3 of 3 on 4th downs, and they were all 4th downs in about 5 or 6.
Yep. 4th and medium. And then typically after they got one, they were scoring 1 to 2 plays after.
Muhlenberg County player is still down on that far side of the field, and I haven't been able to pick up a number, but let's hope that he is okay. As it's one of those things, and Kaler, you know this playing here, when cleats hit that concrete,
yes.
It's like walking on ice.
I honestly think it's worse. I mean, because you got momentum going, you got speed.
And you probably have a 250-pound linebacker chasing you as well.
It's a situation you don't want to be in.
Matches of, what is it, about 30 yards, or well, I guess it's from the 30 to the 30, so that's 50 yards, right? If I can do
like if you have molded
40 yards.
If you have molded cleats, they're not as bad, but if you have those spiked in true metal cleats, it's horrible with that metal on a concrete. Because I've worn both, and I ate at one really good time with spiked in cleats. And then I had a pretty good road rash the next morning.
The head official is coming to us. I think he's going to say we're going to play the game.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a decent way off the sideline,
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean-
understand. But, you know, Kaylor, I think that might be Putnam, their quarterback that's down. I don't see him out in the huddle. It is. So they're going now to Talon Cartwright in at quarterback. He's 0 of 2 passing with an interception, and he's more of a passer. So now this kind of changes things if you're Grayson County. Cartwright's more of a passer. It's a handoff left side. Big hole down inside the 45, down to the 40, continuing to move down to the 35-yard line on the run. And I believe that is Putnam that is down from Muhlenberg County. Let's hope that he is okay because he's a player. And 11 yards on the carry for the Mustangs and a first down. It'll be first down and 10. And this guy has to be very tough for Muhlenberg County. You're now in your third-string quarterback. And we are it's 7-0 Grayson County with 7:25 and counting to play in the first quarter.
But if you're the quarterback for them, I mean, you have to look at this as an opportunity.
Cartwright is the quarterback. Handoff Baker. Comes back here towards the near side. He did a stutter step, but was wrapped up on the play by Grayson County. And it'll be a pickup of maybe about 1 yard on the play. Get it down to about the 36. It'll be second down and 9 coming up for Grayson County. 6 minutes, 7-0 Grayson County. The touchdown was a 1-yard run by Waylon Bruce. It came just 2 plays after Hunter Felty had the longest play of the season for the Cougars. About a 40-yard run off of a broken play. Both teams have had big runs on broken plays already in this game. Good snap. Throwing off into the flat on the far side. The ball is complete. Nice tackle by Mason Carroll to throw the player. No, he did drop it, yep. Mason Carroll did come in there with the hit, and I think the hit is what caused him to drop the ball. And I've been very impressed, Kaylor, with Mason Carroll as a corner. I think he's shown some flashes of being very good.
Especially that pass interference call. They'll call you if you're not trying to play the ball.
But I think for somebody that really hasn't played a lot of football, I think he's really shown some flashes of being very good. And I'm excited to see him as he's only a junior. Man shifts in motion. Now comes back here towards the near side. Handoff Baker. Dives across the 35-yard line. Gets down to about the 33 or 34 on the run. In there on the tackle was Jackson Kane for Grayson County. And it'll be down now at about...
And I'm sure he can run a little bit too, so you can't just be focused in on him trying to take off.
Baker is the running back lined up behind Cartwright, and he is going to clap his hands and I think take offsides called against Grayson County. And that will make it be 4th down and 1, and Kaylor, that changes everything.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a difference between 4th down and 1 and 4th down and 6 if you're say go get that 1 yard or a quarterback sneak.
Yep.
It'll be 4th down and 1. Ball is placed on the 28-yard line. It is still the pistol formation. Now shifting off to the left side. It's not Baker. It is Dukes. And it is a Wildcat run left side. First down, but a penalty flag comes in. Thrown from the umpire, and it could mean anything, Kaylor.
Depending on where that is, it could either be blocking the back or a hold.
And the Mustangs are moving backwards, which usually does mean
face mask.
Face mask called against the Cougars. And that's not what you wanted because now that moves the ball near the red zone for the Mustangs. Let's see where they'll officially move this ball down to. They said it happened to the 25. Is it a 5 or a 15?
Personal foul should be 15.
But a face mask can be a 5-yard penalty from what I understand. And it's going to be and it's half the distance from the 25. So it'll be down to the 12. That's a gain of 16 yards on a 4th down and 1 play. And that is not what you want. It'll be the pistol. Now again shifting off to the right side. It's capped up the middle, left side on the run. That is Hunter Baker, the running back who's playing. And now is the ball come out at the end? The Cougars say that they have it. Waiting for a signal from the official. Did Grayson County come down with it? Every Cougar is pointing, saying that they have it.
I didn't hear a whistle before they called it our ball, before they whistled him down.
And I think the official did just say that the player was down. Yes, he did. So it'll be second down. Baker was the player on the run. He's now playing in it like Wildcat quarterback. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs. As the carry gets down to about the 9-yard line. Cartwright goes back into the game at quarterback. Baker is lined up behind him. We're going to have a timeout on the field taken by Muhlenberg County. It is 7-0 Grayson County with 5:13 left here in the first quarter. And Kayla, this has been a long first quarter already. So we're looking here. It's already been about 21 minutes. And Grayson County leads 7-0. As these two teams, when they've met, it is the 12th all-time matchup between the two teams. Grayson County leads the series 8-3. Cougars won 4 straight. They're looking for that 5th straight win, something that they've only done against a single opponent. This would be the 6th opponent that they've done it against. They've done it against McLean County. They've done it against Hart County, Hancock County, Breckenridge County, and Ohio County. It would only be the 9th time in program history that they've had a streak of 5 straight wins against a single opponent. Now, next year, potentially to open up the season in Brownsville, the Cougars would have a chance to add another one, try and keep the tobacco stick in Litchfield for a 5th straight season. But that's a long way away.
Yep. Got to finish this season first.
Muhlenberg County takes that timeout. See in the interim if I can't find a quick score update. I have one here from Butler County against McLean County. Big game going on in Morgantown tonight at the end of the first quarter. No score between the Bears and the Cougars. Who do you think wins that one? We'll ask again after this play.
That's a powerhouse of rushing teams right there.
It is.
But I think
there's a handoff. Baker, stutter step in the backfield, goes forward, gets down to about the 7, and is immediately driven backwards by Grayson County. It's in there on the tackle, Mason Carroll as well, again for Grayson County in there amongst the host of Grayson County. It was a pack of Cougars. And the ball gets down to the 6-yard line, about a 3-yard pickup. It'll be about 3rd down and 3 or 4 for the Mustangs. Ball is going to be placed at the 6-yard line. Mustangs knocking on the door. So you're taking the Bears or the Cougars in that game?
I'm going to go with McLean County.
On the road. I like maybe a little bit of an upset in some instances. Cartwright shifts Baker to his left side. The sophomore quarterback will hand it off to Baker. Misdirection run, right side, inside the 5, dives towards the goal line. All going to depend on the spot, and he's down at the 1-inch line. Hunter Baker on the carry gets 5. He needed 6. It'll be 1st down and goal coming up now for the Mustangs. That was very close, Kayla.
It did.
That would be one that if we were in college or the NFL, they would have gone and looked at for about 25 minutes.
Luckily, he had that ball in that offhand that landed right before the goal line because the body was in. Just all the ball is what matters.
7-0. Grayson County leads 4:21 left in quarter number 1. Here from Grayson County High School.
Oh, I think they scored.
Oh, they did score.
All right.
Well, I didn't see a touchdown signal. Did you, Kaler?
It looked like a half touchdown signal, but I thought he was just signaling that he was short.
I thought he was signaling that he was short as well. So that's actually a 6-yard touchdown run by Hunter Baker. Not a good snap, and the kick is no good. 7-0. Grayson County trails, or it's 7-6. Grayson County leads 4:17 left here in the first quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Grayson County leads this one 7-6. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. Muhlenberg County turns in a 10-play drive that goes into the end zone on the 6-yard touchdown run by Baker. The kick was no good. And to kick this away for Muhlenberg County, Nate Harper, as Grayson leads 7-6 here after the Mustang touchdown. Back deep to return, Jaron Van Meter for Grayson County. Ball kicked from the near hash. Mustangs will kick it to the far side of the field, away from Van Meter. It's picked up at the 30-yard line, up across the 35, across the 40. Stutter step and getting up to the 45-yard line on the run there for Grayson County. Dalton Russell, the senior wide receiver, carries it up to the 46-yard line. Nice run by Russell. He didn't get a lot of opportunities, and he took advantage of it.
He did. Looked like a nice run there.
3:48 left here in the first quarter. Grayson County will have it. Ball placed on their own 46-yard line. The offense on their last play. Now we're going to have another whistle blowing here by the official. I'm not sure what this might be about. He blew the whistle. Now he's coming towards us. Maybe he's going to say something to us, say something to Brian Jones. Looks like what this is going to be about. I'm not really sure what the conversation might be about here. Jones and the head official are talking. Is there an equipment malfunction, or? I'm not entirely sure, Kaylor, what that might have been about.
I think it's a clock issue.
Is it a clock issue?
I just
Well,
heard.
now they were having clock issues in the pregame. 4:10.
Because it just went from 3:38 to 4:10.
They are having clock issues, and well, now I'm not really sure what the issue is. We had this, was it Barron County, I believe, earlier this season where we had some clock issues. Regardless, Grayson County's going to have the football, and it'll be Hunter Felty in the backfield with Waylon Bruce to his right. Trips down here to the near side. One wide receiver to the right side. Cougars working from right to left on your radio dial. Felty, two pass, trying to set up the screen, and instead just has to eat it. The ball comes out, and it's a host of Muhlenberg players that are by it. Do the Mustangs have it? We still haven't seen an official signal from the official, and it is Mustang football.
Yep.
That's not what you wanted.
No. And that's something Hunter's going to learn from, especially on a screen. If it's not there, just throw it in the dirt.
And intentional grounding is better than a fumble in a lot of ways.
Even there, it's not intentional grounding. You have a receiver in the area, so they can't really call it on you.
4:02 left here, at least we think. Well, no, it can't be 4:02 because it was just 3:48. I'm not really sure what the time is here in this game. It was 3:48 a minute ago. It is Muhlenberg County ball. We're going to try and do the best we can for score updates, but the ball's placed on the 37-yard line. It is Cartwright, the quarterback. Baker, the running back, again shifts to the right side. Two wide receivers to the left. One here to the near side. Handoff. Baker left side. He has space across the 35 inside the 30 where he's brought down from behind. Out of bounds. Colby Chafin's in there on the tackle. Mason Carroll was also in the vicinity. There's still some clock issues happening right now. I'm not sure if they've added time back on. I have no idea. Now a whistle is blown on the far side, and official timeouts taken on the field. Is there another injury? Or is there's some issue with the chains? The chains. Not sure who's running the chains. Usually it's golf coach Tony Tony Embry and Rusty Ray. I'm not sure if they're down there tonight or not.
I don't think it is.
From what I was told before the game, both of them announced their retirement.
Really?
Supposedly, as the chain game. That's at least what I was told. Now, my source wasn't great.
Who was it?
This guy that's standing to my left, our director tonight, Chase Blaine. So again, Coach Embry, if you're listening and you're not retired, that's the guy that you need to complain to. 9 yards on the run. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up. 3:55, I think, to play in the first quarter. Baker to the right of the quarterback. They do the end around man shifting in motion. And it is a handoff. Baker left side. First down inside the 25-yard line down to the 23. And immediately Kevin Embry wasn't happy with something he saw, and he's shifting somebody else into the game. It's like an immediate move as he puts into the game right now. Will Scott back in.
Dalton Russell's out there now too.
As he saw something, Kevin Embry immediately pointed to the sideline and said, "Get in." As it gets down to the 23-yard line, 5 yards on the run. In the gun. Go the Mustangs. 2 to the left, 1 here to the near side. 3:23 left here in the first quarter. Baker shifts to the right side. Handoff, Baker, right side, goes up and down to the 20-yard line. Baker gets about 3 on the run, and the Mustangs enter the red zone. 7-6, Grayson County leads the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County. 3 minutes left in quarter number 1, but the Mustangs knocking on the door to try and take a lead here. This defense got to find a way to slow down this rushing attack of the Mustangs. Cartwright with Baker. They've not had an answer for Hunter Baker in this game tonight. Low snap. Cartwright picks it up on the bounce, and he's immediately swallowed up and hit. Late penalty flag comes in. Grayson County ends up coming out with a football. Waiting for a signal. It is Grayson County ball. Colby Chaffins falls down on it. A penalty flag did come out before the fumble, I believe.
Or
was that the fumble flag?
The fumble.
It was the fumble flag, and Colby Chaffins gets the ball back. Kaylor, we mentioned last week that Chaffins just brought something to this defense and immediately puts his name in and grabs the fumble there.
He's a smart plug.
2:32 left in quarter number 1. Grayson County gets the football back, placed at their own 31-yard line. Hunter Felty just had the fumble. Kaylor, just forget about it? Yep. Is that pretty much the message that's being said?
Remember it, but don't forget it.
I like that. I think a wise man once said that. Trips down here to the near side. Felty, quarterback run, left side to the 35, and he's slung down high, down at about the 38-yard line. Let's pick up about 7 on the run, though, by Hunter Felty. And the quarterback run has not been there for Grayson County for the past couple of weeks. Felty on the season, only 45 rushing yards. Now, that's a little misleading because in high school football, sacks count into rushing yards and not into passing yards. Little misleading because he has taken a couple of sacks.
And I think it partially should count, partially shouldn't. I mean, there's times the quarterback holds the ball too long, and that's on them. But
and then there's times where he has nothing he can do except fall down.
Yep.
Two running backs go on each side of Felty. Fakes the handoff. Felty again tries to go right side. That time he had nowhere to go because he was met by the 5'11 defensive lineman Nolan Lindsay. And that's going to end up turning out to be a loss of only 1 yard, which I think is a good job by Hunter Felty thinking that it was only a loss of 1 because it could have been a loss of a lot more than that.
Forward progress saved him because he got drove back about
5 yards probably.
5 yards because that's a big dude.
Under 90 seconds left in quarter number 1. Grayson leads Muhlenberg 7-6. Cougars will have it placed on their own 37-yard line. Well, the offense kind of lost some of that momentum that they had on their first drive after the turnover. Van Meter joins Felty. First he was going to line up behind him. Now he shifts to the right side. Bunch formation. Shifting in motion is Waylon Bruce. It's a handoff, Van Meter, left side. Van Meter turns upfield at the 40, across the 45-yard line, up to about the 50-yard line on the run by Van Meter. And that is what you see from Jared Van Meter is he was lightning quick on that cut.
Yep, and they were there to tackle him. It's just let an athlete be an athlete. He's going to make at least a man miss every play. Just you have to hope it's the right man.
12 yards on the run for Jaron Van Meter. 45 seconds left in quarter number 1. It'll be first down and 10 for Grayson County. They lead 7-6 against Muhlenberg. Pistol for Felty. It's the same formation that they had the last time. Bruce shifted from the right side of the line to the near side on the last play. This time he's going to stay. Misdirection keep for Felty up the middle. He's across the 45, across the 40, inside the 35, wrapped up down to the 29-yard line on the run. Brought down from behind by Harper Dearman, the freshman. But Hunter Felty carries that one for a pickup of 22 yards and a first down Cougars.
And they can bleed it out if they want, or they don't have. Or I think they're going to go.
They are going to hurry it up. Run Bruce inside the 30-yard line down to about the 26. That will be the final play of the first quarter at the end of 1. It is Grayson County 7, Muhlenberg County 6. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County Schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County 7-6 as we start quarter number 2 here from Cougar Stadium. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker. And Kaylor, for the first time this season, we've really been able to say football weather, 61 degrees. This is perfect weather, and I'm sure it's perfect weather to be playing out there, isn't it?
I'm going to be honest, I liked it a little bit hotter, like in the 70s.
Really? Okay.
I did.
Well,
but
at least it's
it's
not
in
like
that range.
Yeah.
It's not 95 with a humidity of 40% and
or 38 and raining.
Yeah.
We've had some of those games as well.
I don't want to talk about rain.
As a quarterback, it's the worst nightmare. Grayson County leads 7-6. Speaking of quarterback play, Hunter Felty running the ball in the first quarter was doing it with the most success we've seen since the Edmonson County game and maybe even since the Hopkins County Central scrimmage. Out of the timeout, it'll be second down and 7 for Grayson County. Ball placed on the Muhlenberg 27-yard line. Ball placed so far. Cougars now working from left to right on the radio dial. It's a sweep to Van Meter. Turns upfield at the 25, inside the 20, down to about the 14-yard line. Penalty flag does come. And you're saying holding on the outside there, Kaylor?
That's a bad call.
You don't like it, and it doesn't look like, I think, Sawyer Drake on the right side.
It was on Waylon.
Waylon Bruce. Now that I see him turn, he didn't agree with it at all either.
He got inside of him and just drove him into the ground, and that's not a hold. I mean, dominating the guy is not illegal.
That's going to move the ball back now to the 35-yard line. And Kaylor, that turns out to be about a 19-yard, or not a 19-yard penalty, but it turns out to be quite a bit of a penalty.
Yes, I mean, those are drive killers. You have a good drive going, and then a penalty, I mean, it's not self-inflicted because, I mean, you really didn't do it, but it's just
it happened, though. Second and 15 comes up here for Grayson. Felty looks over to the far side on the slant pass, off the hands, and incomplete, intended on that far side for Grayson County. And that's one that you got to pull in.
Yep. And he had a couple people open there. I mean,
Grayson Chaffins.
I like the decision to take the guaranteed yards, but he did have Grayson over top wide open too. So, I mean, I like the guaranteed yards, though.
It was a little overthrown, just a hair, but it's still one probably that the wide receiver thinks
it's still a really good ball for what that route is. Keep him running, keep him in stride.
If he catches that,
he's gone.
If it's not 6, you're inside the 10-yard line and you're knocking on the door. Third down and 15 coming up for Grayson. Trips to the left side. Felty rolls out towards that left side. Gets a block from Bruce. Pass complete to Van Meter on the far side. He spun down towards the 30-yard line. He's going to be well short of the first down marker. You're looking at fourth down at about 10 or 11 from the 31. No man's land.
Yeah.
Because you'd be looking at a 49-yard field goal for Jackson Kane, which in his career he's 1 of 2. He's made from 27, missed from 43. I don't think that's what Brian Jones is thinking here.
No, I mean, I don't think it's a good time to try it. Or do you want to go for 3 whenever you think you can get 7?
7-6, Grayson County leads 11:23 left here in the first half. Big play coming up here for the Grayson County offense. Hunter Felty pops down to the line. He might have changed the play. The senior quarterback checks out the defense, trips here to the right side, and a timeout is going to be taken by Brian Jones. Was that just trying to get the offense to jump, or the defense to jump?
Yes. He was going up there trying to signal somebody that was blitzing, trying to make them think they're actually running a play, but in all reality, we weren't.
So now what is the decision?
I still think he's going to run a play. I just think he was trying to get a free 5 yards real quick, make it easier.
11:23 left here in the first half. You got timeouts to burn. You can't take them with you to halftime.
Nope.
We invite you, speaking of halftime, to join us for our Cougar conversation. We head to the golf course tonight, Kaylor. We're going to learn a little bit about golf. We're going to talk to not 1, not 2, but 3 golfers. Landon Skis, Jake Rogers, and Natalie Garrett. Really good conversation we have with them. We learned some really good information, including, I don't know if you how well you, in fact, listen to this, Tony Embry getting 2 mentions here in the last 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know how well you know Coach Embry, but when I was setting up the interview, I said, okay, what do I need to know about the players or the golfers that I'm interviewing? He says, listen, he said, Lane Skis, he said, you can do this interview, but you have to ask Lane this one question. And I said, deal. So you have to stay tuned at halftime to see what that one question is and what Landon's reaction was. Out of the timeout, 4th down and 11. Grayson's going to keep the offense on the field. They need to get it down to the 20. Big play coming up for this Cougar offense. Mustangs showing blitz. Felty to pass. Tries to step up in the pocket, throws, and it is incomplete. But a penalty flag comes in. It was off the hands of Van Meter. A penalty comes here on the near side.
He got there a little early.
Just a hair early.
I mean, that's good defense, but you just have to wait a little. I mean, it's hard as a defensive back, but you have to hold off a little bit before when that ball hits his hands, then you have free reign.
If it is pass interference, it would be a first down, Grayson County. We still haven't seen the official signal coming from the head official. Here he comes. Pass interference called against Muhlenberg County. And that'll move the sticks for an automatic first down for Grayson. Kaylor, I don't know that I necessarily like that call. That's just me. I think it's a kind of a tough call.
It's one of those borderline calls.
It is. It's very similar to last week, the play Mason Carroll got called with.
Well, we got one back.
Exactly. 7-6, Grayson leads. Let's see if they can punch in a touchdown handoff. Van Meter, he runs backwards in the backfield and is dropped for a loss. That's not what you want to do.
That's a nice play by that edge.
Yeah, he came around the edge and Van Meter had nowhere to go.
That's a really nice play, forcing and keeping everything inside.
He's dropped for a loss of 7 yards. It'll now turn into be 2nd down and 17.
And here's something we struggled with all years. Whenever we get behind the sticks, we have a tendency to not be able to rebound.
Score update to bring you. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Owensboro leads Ohio County 43-0. That's involving district teams. I saw Graves County was up on Breckenridge County as well, up in Harned tonight. That's the Cougars' opponent next week. Faking the handoff, run for Felty, and he's tackled high down to the 20-yard line. The way that tackled Kaylor made me think almost it was a face mask.
He grabbed the arm.
He grabbed the arm. As Felty was slung around, it had to have been the arm or the face mask, the way he was spun around like a top.
Saw the jersey get pulled. It was the arm, which those ones don't feel good either.
Felty only gets 2 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 15.
And if you're not careful with those kind of tackles, shoulders will get separated, sockets, all those things.
And that doesn't feel good.
No, I've got hit a couple like that, and you think about them.
3rd down and 15. I think you talk about thinking about that. I think I like what I've seen from Hunter Felty. He fumbled it on that, but we're not seeing that he fumbled it. And I know that
he's running
doesn't
hard.
Make sense. He's playing well right now.
You'll see running backs or somebody that carries.
Felty rolls out to the far side, steps up, looks to scramble now here towards the near side. He's got some space to work across the 20, lays a big hit down to the 16-yard line. And luckily Hunter is okay. That was a big hit as he was going out of bounds. Laid in there by number 55, Julian Martin, the sophomore.
Where I want to see Hunter improve is as he was coming back to his right, he has to have field awareness. He has to know that he's behind the line of scrimmage because he had Grayson Chaffins wide open, and he could just easily dumped it to him for a touchdown because there was nobody in between them.
4th down and 10, and they're going to run out Jackson Kane to attempt about a 32-yard field goal to give Grayson County the lead.
Now, this is the hash he likes, so.
It's on the near hash. Kane 1 of 2 on field goals in his career. He's not attempted one this year. The kick is long enough, and he missed it wide right. Jackson Kane misses the kick. It is 7-6, 9:36 left here, and I like the opportunity, though, for Kane. He's now 1 of 3. It was long enough.
Yeah, he definitely has the boot to get it there. It's just, especially in high school, not practicing them all that much, it's hard.
Because, like you mentioned, not practicing enough. Jackson Kane, for those that are not aware, is the goalkeeper for the soccer team. He's not in football practice every single day. I know he kind of splits his time sometimes.
And he out here playing D-line, too. So, I mean,
he does it all.
He's a warrior.
7-6, the lead stays for Grayson. 9:36 left here in quarter number 1, or half number 1. Handoff. Baker, big hole up the middle, down to the 25-yard line. And he gets down to or up to about the 28 on the run for Hunter Baker. And that's probably what Kevin Embry, he's looking into his witch's pot right now, trying to figure out what spell, what potion do I need to pull out to slow down Hunter Baker.
Well, I mean, they're running a lot of trap and counter, so, I mean, it's your backside linebackers that have to be able to kind of come in and fill that void whenever they see that guard pull, yell trap, yell something to alert the play side linebacker so they do know.
Ball's placed down to the 27-yard line. You can give Hunter Baker about 8 on the run. 2nd down and 2. High snap. Handoff. Baker on the sweep to the right side. Tries to get the edge. He didn't get it. No gain on the far side.
I think it was Hunter.
Hunter Felty in there on the tackle. It was right on the corner. He laid just enough of the hit to slow him down. And Braden Munn came in there to kind of clean it up on the far side. As Felty made the first contact to slow him down, and Mudd cleaned it up.
And I like that force and contain out there. I mean, we have to do a better job of it because he still got that edge, and we don't really want to rely on secondary players to do it. But if you do have secondary that can do it, it's a huge relief off of your D-line.
3rd down and 2 coming up for the Mustangs. Ball needs to get to the 30. It's on the 28. Cougars loading up the box, daring the Mustangs to pass. And a whistle is blown, and another timeout is taken with 8:04 left here in the first half. It is 7-6. Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County. We do want to make sure that we mention, and we'll mention this a couple of times throughout the game tonight, next week's Cougar football game, not on Friday. It is Thursday night. Thursday night football as they'll welcome in Breckenridge County into Cougar Stadium. It'll be senior night as well. So that is Thursday, not Friday, so don't set it up. It'll be Thursday night as the Cougars take on Breckenridge County here. We'll try to see if we can't find a score update or two right now. Glasgow leads Greenwood. 7:30 left in the first half, 21-14. Barron County all over Russellville, 40-0. 8:14 left in the first half. Owensboro leads Ohio County 43-0 at the half. Bullitt East on top of Meade County 21-14. That score is also at the half. Try to see if we can't find a score from that Breckenridge County game. And also a big one happening in as Butler County SC leads 7-0 against McLean County. That game is almost at the half. Handoff. Baker goes up towards the first down marker, and he is not going to get there. He needed to get to the 30. He only gets to the 29. And a very, very interesting decision coming up here for head coach Josh Staples from Muhlenberg County.
Well, if I'm their head coach with how I've ran the ball against them, I'm going.
It doesn't look like he will, but this could be a fake punt territory, Kaler.
I mean, their quarterback's back there.
It is number 15, Cartwright. The quarterback back there. It looks like the Cougars are kind of expecting it here on 4th down and 1. Jaron Van Meter stands back. It's a good snap. He is going to punt it away, and it's not a bad punt. Van Meter's going to let it bounce and just let it die, and it's going to keep on rolling down to the Grayson County 40-yard line. Very good punt of about 31 yards for the punter for Muhlenberg County. And now here comes this Grayson County offense where we need to see some more of this movement.
And they've been able to move. It's just whenever they take a step back, they get knocked back 2 steps. They take a step forward, they get knocked back 2 steps. I mean, penalties, sack, fumble, something like that happens, and they've not been able to rebound from it.
And Kaler, it's as we mentioned a few minutes ago, that's been the story all season long. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Grayson County. A wide receiver on each side of the quarterback. Misdirection handoff to Van Meter in the backfield. He was dropped at first for a loss of 2, but dove forward and ends up only going to lose maybe about a half a yard. Really nice second effort there for the running back, Jaron Van Meter, to make that only a loss of 1. But still, now again, Kaler, you're behind the sticks.
You are. And that's not what you want.
The score update that I was looking to bring you, Graves County leads Breckenridge County 31-0 as that approaches halftime. 2nd down and 11. Trips down here to the near side for Grayson. Bruce shifts out to the left side. It is the gun. Handoff. Bruce across the left side on the run. dives forward up to the 43-yard line, and that's where he is going to be dropped. Maybe a pickup of, 4, yeah, about that much. It'll be 3rd down and 7. 6:12 left in half number 1. 7-6, Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County.
A long half.
It has been, as we're just almost at about an hour of actual game time, and we still have, who knows how much time left.
Thing is, the ball's not been in the air that much. I mean,
No, it's been all on the ground. It's been kind of a weird first half. 2 wide receivers on each side. 3rd down and 7. Felty to pass. Rolls out here towards the near side. He's got time. He's trying to chase Van Meter down the field, and instead he's going to turn upfield. He runs for the 50. First down, Cougars. Felty dives forward to try and get a couple of extra yards. He immediately pops up, and he points first down for Grayson County down to the 47-yard line.
We kind of got away with one there. Jaron might have got away with the block in the back, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to tell the refs.
They might be listening down there, Kaler.
They might. I mean, I know some of them have earpieces.
They do. And, I mean, who else would they be listening to other than us?
Maybe the white hat.
I think they'd rather listen to us sometimes than the white hat.
I don't blame them.
10-yard pickup on the scramble for Hunter Felty. More importantly, it's a first down, Grayson County, 5.5. Left in the first half, Grayson leads 7-6. Bruce to the right of Felty in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the left side, 2 here to the near side. Fakes the handoff. Felty up the middle, brought down high as he crosses the 45-yard line, gets down to the 44. I know part of that is just that Hunter Felty's not the biggest guy in the world, but he seems to get tackled high a lot.
Yeah, and part of that is he's a low runner. He likes to get his pads low, which is good. And it's just those D linemen are so strong, they don't really have to get on you heads up. They can just put those huge gargantuan arms around you and just grab you by the neck and throw you. I mean, that's just how big they are.
Got a pickup of about 2.5 on the run by Felty. Felty gets the play call from Brian Jones. Jones is the head coach of the Cougars, 10-14 in his 3rd year, 22-64, 9th season overall. He's formerly the head coach at Todd County Central. Jones 2-0 against Muhlenberg County, looking to move to 3-0. We have a whistle blown. Jones is going to want a timeout to talk with his offense. That's been another thing, Kayla. There have been a lot of timeouts. We had some injury timeouts. We've had some official timeouts. We've had some clock issues, and because of that, it's just turned out to be kind of a longer game.
Had turnovers. I mean, everything to stop the clock's happened.
4 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the first half. 7-6, Grayson County on top of Muhlenberg County. Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker with you tonight. Grayson County, their first drive was, I mean, I don't know if we can call it their best drive of the season because there were some longer sustaining, but as far as
explosive
quick strikes,
plays, yeah.
That was probably their most explosive drive of the season.
It was.
I'm trying to remember back to the Edmondson County game. That's so far and long ago that my memory doesn't go that far back. Kaler, when you get old like me, it happens that things get a little fuzzy. But Grayson County, 4 plays, 57 yards, and punched it into the end zone. But then they allowed Muhlenberg to come back and turn in a longer drive to have the opportunity to tie it. 7-6, Jackson Kane missed a field goal a few moments ago. That would have given Grayson a 10-6 lead. Out of the timeout, ball's placed in the near hash at the 44-yard line. 2nd and 7 coming up for Grayson. Shifting in motion from the near side to the far side is Mason Carroll. Felty on the run, up the middle, stutter step across the 40-yard line, gets down near the first down marker, but it looks like he is going to be just about 1 yard short to the 38. Give him 6 yards on the run. It's a good run by Felty.
Yep. I mean, it looked dead in the backfield. That guy got penetration immediately. He kind of stayed patient, didn't try to force anything, and eventually found the hole.
I think here's the biggest thing, too, Kaler, is we've talked about 3rd down and 1 is a whole lot easier to convert than 3rd down and 11.
Yes.
I'm not a football expert, but I think I know that much.
Yeah, 3rd down and 11, you become one-dimensional, but 3rd down and 1, you can do about anything.
And especially because you're in 4-down territory, too. You really have got the whole playbook.
You have a play to lose.
It's the I formation for Felty. Bruce and Van Meter lined up behind him. It's a I don't end up know who ended up getting that ball. It's
Well,
whoever it is. It's a first down. Looks like there was some confusion in the backfield of who ended up getting it to the 35 is on the run.
The mesh point was not right, but Jaron just saw that and said, listen, I'm just going to push both of you forward, and whoever has the ball is going to end up getting it.
I think Felty was the player that ended up taking it. I think he was going to give it to Bruce, and I think they kind of fought over it a little bit. And as you said, Jaron Van Meter, maybe the smallest guy on the field, was actually almost as a fullback.
Yeah, he's like, well, listen, we're going.
And you need that heart. 3 yards on the carry, first down.
That's great awareness by him, too. I mean, he knows if they just sit there, they're probably going to lose some yards. He's like, listen, I'm just going to shove you forward. Eventually, somebody's going to get it.
3 minutes, 24 seconds left here in the first half. Grayson leads Muhlenberg County 7-6. A wide receiver on each side. In the gun goes Felty. He's a running back on each side. Handoff, Van Meter, left side, breaks a tackle in the backfield, gets down inside the 30-yard line, down to the 28. On the run for Jaron Van Meter. He broke that tackle in the backfield. What looked sure to be a loss of 1 or 2 turns into a gain of about 7. The offense starting to move a little bit more, down to the 28-yard line. Second down and 3 coming up for the Cougars. And again, not necessarily hurry up, but they're speeding it up a little bit.
The tempo's up.
And I like that. That's the kind of play caller that I always like to be. Let's get the play in, keep the defense on edge. Same formation, faking the handoff to, it's a handoff to Van Meter. Spins down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 19 as they faked the handoff to Bruce. Gets it down to the 19, 9 yards on the pickup, and a first down, Grayson County on the run by Jaron Van Meter.
You really like up-tempo play calling?
I do.
I was more of a slow, methodical. I wanted the defense to know that I was marching down the field on them.
When I play Madden, Kaler, we're moving. Joe Burrow gets up there. He's firing it to Jamar Chase. I don't run the ball. Air raid. I might throw 25 interceptions a game, but I'm going to score 70 points.
I think they might score more if you throw 25 picks.
A misdirection handoff. Van Meter turns up over to that left side. He's got the edge inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. Jaron Van Meter carries it in, and Grayson County leads 13-6 on the 19-yard touchdown run by Van Meter.
That's just a great run and great vision by Jaron. He got into the hole, saw where the cut was, and he took it and beat everybody else to the edge.
Fireworks blasting. Grayson leads 13-6. Jackson Kane on to attempt the extra points. Kane to attempt the extra point. It is long enough, and he put it through. Grayson County leads 14-6, 1:56 left here in the first half. This is Cougar football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County punches in the touchdown to lead 14-6. 1:56 left here in the first half. And Kayla, that was a nice drive for Grayson.
Yes, and it was methodical, which is what I want to see. I like the long, explosive ones, but I want to see that we can manage a drive, get multiple first downs, and be able to stay on the field.
And as you all call it, Cougar ball.
Yep.
Over-the-shoulder catch on the kick. It was a nice play by Luke Shelton, the junior. He did the over-the-shoulder looking like Willie Mays, and Cougar rolling in there trying to put the hit down on him to see if he couldn't pop that ball out.
It's not an easy catch either. I mean,
no, it's over the shoulder. That's a nice play.
with a end over end too. A spiral, that's one thing. You get it going end over end, that's 10 times harder.
1:56 left here in the first half. Muhlenberg County's going to have it on their own 35-yard line, which is where they've started a lot of their drives here tonight. And the Grayson County defense, I think in the first half, good, not great.
Yes, and they've given up a lot more yards than they should.
But when you look up at the scoreboard, it says 6, and that's really the only stat that actually matters. There's a penalty flag as the run. It was a direct quarterback run by Cartwright. He carries it across the left side. He gets up to the 36, but a penalty flag comes in. I think was it a legal shift? Was that what he signaled?
Yep.
Yes, a legal shift called against Muhlenberg County. That'll push it back 5 yards, back to the 30-yard line, and that's what you need.
Yep, set them behind the chains now.
It'll be first down and 15 for the Mustangs. .148 and counting. The clock is moving. And I'm sure if you're the Mustangs are in this weird position of not wanting to go too fast but not wanting to go too slow.
Yeah.
The last thing they want to do is give Grayson County the ball back. First down and 15, trips to the right side. Handoff, up the middle, running into a brick wall. At the line of scrimmage and being driven backwards and that one gets to the 31-yard line, and a timeout's taken by Brian Jones, I think. Interesting call there by Jones. He kind of wants the football back.
The ball.
And here's the thing, and this is why, and Jones didn't end up getting the, he didn't win the coin toss, but he ends up getting to defer, and now you get the ball into the second half, and that's kind of one of these things that I know you're seeing a lot more in the NFL of the 2-for-1. To try and get the opportunity to score at the end of the half, and then you get the ball to try and you could get a 14-point swing.
You could, and that's huge.
And I know that I think we had the conversation about the philosophy, and I mean, you can see both philosophies because you can also see the philosophy of I want to go score and lead 7-0.
But I like it, but then looking at the defensive side, I see why defensive-minded coaches don't do it.
Don't take the ball first?
Yes, they want us. Hey, we're going to set the tone on defense because that's ultimately where the game is won.
And Brian Jones being more of an offensive-minded head coach.
He wants the ball first.
He wants the ball first.
He sets the tone on the offensive side of the ball.
Exactly, and that's what I like. He's consistent with it, and I appreciate it. 120 and counting, Muhlenberg County. A kind of a weird handoff, and that is to Armand on the carry. He's just going to have to fall down with it. That was kind of a weird play. It almost was like the Statue of Liberty for Boise State, where it was kind of a handoff behind his back. And I think it's a penalty on Muhlenberg County.
Yeah, now if we probably will decline this, but what I think what that was designed to be is a handoff, and almost looked like he could run a load option off of it and pitch it if he needed to.
And it almost was like he could have passed.
Yeah,
too.
I mean
it was.
I don't know what that was designed to do. It didn't work, but if it was executed right, it could have been a really big hitter.
1:08 and counting to play. It'll be third down and about 17 coming up for the Mustangs. Ball placed on the 28-yard line. In the gun. Obviously the Mustangs now, they're in no rush because they want to make sure Grayson County has as little time as possible, and the Cougars don't have a timeout. Now the clock is stopped now. I guess the head official did stop the clock.
I don't know why we'd complain. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't even bring it to their attention.
Well, now your dad is yelling up at us in the press box.
I didn't do anything.
He's telling to put some amount of time back on the clock. They're trying to put 1:16 on the clock, I think is what they're saying. That's what your dad just signaled up to us, I believe, and they're going to change the clock. There we go. Is that what we wanted? I think we're good. Nobody's complaining, Kaler.
I wouldn't be.
1:16. The clock does remain stopped because there was a penalty. To pass over to the far side. Cartwright, pass complete. And if you're Muhlenberg County, you want to stay in bounds here, and that's exactly what he does. They're going to punt this away. Now as it'll go back to, or he's going to end up gaining about 1 yard to the 29. Be fourth down and long, and Cougars are really going to get not very little time.
Yes, but if you're on the return team You want to set up something on the return. You want to get a return.
Are you doing that, or are you going on to try and block it?
I like Jaron better as a return guy than trying to block it. Really,
Punter standing back at the 15-yard line. Van Meter stands back at the 44.
If we go to block it, there's a risk of roughing the punter, and that's not really what you want. I like the more short-handed thing. Get Jaron the ball.
And I think you can see positives to both sides of this, and I think I agree with trying to set it up. Special teams has been a strong suit for Grayson. 20 seconds and counting on the clock. They'll punt it away here. Probably should be about any second. This feels like it's been a long 40-second play clock. Here it comes. There's the 5 seconds. He'll punt it away. This will be the final play of the first half. Muhlenberg County might even take the delay of game here, and they might just delay this all the way down. And they'll stop it with 1.5 on the clock. Doesn't the hand go up at 5 seconds, Caleb? Or is it 10 seconds?
10. Then
okay.
it drops, and then he starts moving his hand out at 5.
I feel like that was a long 40-second play clock. Because I think the play ended at about 1 minute, and there's 1.5. I'm not great at math. That seems like 58.5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the official.
No.
I can't say anything about it.
Now, does this change anything with 1.5? I guess now this almost guarantees that you're not going to want to try and block it because you're not going to get a play.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try and set up a return, set up a wall, and want Jaron to run towards one side and kind of set a wall up for everything, try to let him outrun somebody to the corner.
And now if you're Muhlenberg County,
you might try to just kick it out of bounds.
Or do you just take a knee?
You could just run back, take a knee, go to half. I mean,
because there's 1.5. You could easily just go down and just take a knee and go into half and not even give Grayson County the ball.
Back.
And it appears, they're going to throw it. I mean, why not? 1.5,
yeah.
Why not? I mean, there's nothing that can – only bad things can happen when you give Grayson County the ball.
And that's a smart decision by their coach, I do think.
It is a direct quarterback run. They're going to stop him for a loss. But that will be the final play of the first half. It is Grayson County 14, Muhlenberg County 6. This is Cougar football on K105.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Bye.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars lead Muhlenberg County 14-6 at the half. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here at the halftime show as they're getting ready for homecoming tonight here, Kaylor. And I know if we might try and see what we can't do about bringing a little bit of it. I'm not entirely sure, as it's a long script, and we also got to make sure we get to the golf team on Cougar Conversation, which it's a really good conversation, and I want to make sure that we get to that. So the homecoming, we might not be able to bring you on K105 Digital Productions. We will tell you, though, afterwards who wins, because I already know, Caleb.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You're the inside man.
I snuck a peek, and hopefully nobody's listening and I don't get in trouble, because I snuck a peek about who wins. And I could share it to our listeners, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to
ruins the suspense.
Exactly. I can't do that because everybody here is listening right now to me and us. Not Chase, our director tonight. Nobody listens to him. He's over to our left. K105 Digital Productions crew tonight. Chase Blaine is your producer. Alex Cook and Cody Brock are your camera operator extraordinaires. As they're getting close to getting as, I thought they usually did 20 minutes for homecoming, but Kaylor, I think tonight it looks like they're only going to put 15 on the halftime clock. But I think first half, thoughts, whatever you want to give overall.
I think we did not play great, and we're still winning, which is a good thing for us because we have a lot of room to improve on offense and on defense, and that gives us the chance to almost, I think we can run and clock this team, if I'm being honest, because we can dominate them on the run. We've been able to show that. We've gashed them for huge plays. We've not really done much of the air, but we haven't had to, which I'm okay with. But on the defensive side of the ball, we've let some things through that is not characteristic of us.
But I think the best part is that the things that the defense has let through are fixable. And adjustments can be made, and I'm sure Kevin Embry is talking with your dad right now, who is up top, talking with Parker Kane, kind of saying, hey, what did you see? As it looks like they're starting homecoming right now. So what we'll do is we're going to try and step aside, and we'll bring you as much of it as we can on K105 Digital Productions. This is Cougar Football on K.
Was proud to introduce the 2021 homecoming winners. The 2021 homecoming princess was Izzy Wheatman. Izzy is a junior at Grayson County High School with the older Melissa and Darren Wheatman. She's a member of the golf team and pep club. Izzy loves to volunteer, do pageants, and play with her dogs. When she graduates high school, she plans to attend the University of Kentucky to further her education in dermatology. Tonight, Izzy is being escorted by our 2021 homecoming.
Welcome back to our halftime show here on K105. We continue our Cougar Conversations segment as we hit the golf course today up here in beautiful Falls of Rough. And we're joined now by junior golfer Natalie Garrett. And Natalie, to me, the game of golf is one of the more beautiful games. It's one of the more underrated games. I think it's one of those that not a lot of people play, but when they do, they really enjoy it. What do you think it is about golf that makes it so enjoyable?
Honestly, I think it's just the freedom that you find in it because you're playing against yourself and the course. Like you're playing with other people, but it's all about yourself.
What is your earliest memory on the golf course?
My earliest memory on the golf course would probably be around 4th grade when I first started, and I just remember practicing with the older girls, and I just absolutely loved it.
Your older sibling was also on the golf team as well. What is that relationship like and continuing that kind of in the family for this golf team?
It's really nice to have somebody to always be able to go out and play with, and you know they're not going to judge you no matter what happens.
Now, who wins?
Me.
Oh, I like that. Not even a hesitation. Now, will they agree?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I like that. I'm not the greatest driver in the world when it comes to not on the car. I can do that. My short game is terrible. Putting is probably my strong suit. Out of those three, which is the aspect that you're wanting to improve upon the most, and what's your strength?
Always putting is something that you need to fix. That will save you the most strokes. My strongest suit would probably be my chipping.
Maybe you can teach me because I'm not good at chipping at all.
Okay, we'll work on that.
We'll work on that. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a lot more than work. And now you've still got another year at least in playing for the golf team. But to this point, what would you say your favorite memory is?
My favorite memory, it would probably be last year with all my friends. They all graduated last year, but we had their senior night, and it was so fun.
What did you learn from them to create you into the golfer you are today?
I learned to just keep playing. I mean, it's something you're really going to miss when it's over.
Natalie, good luck the rest of the year. And I know we're going to be cheering you on. I know this is going to air after the regional tournament, but good luck in that, and hopefully we can get multiple players in the KHSAA state tournament this year. That's Natalie Garrett. We're going to take a quick segment break here, and we're going to continue talking with some golfers here up in Falls of Rough. We're continuing our Cougar Conversations interview now as we're heading to boys golf, as we're talking to Jake Rogers and Landon Skis. And Jake, we'll start with you. We were just talking as we were walking over, and you said you're kind of the elder statesman of the golf team. Does that make you feel like you have an extra sense of, I don't know if pressure's the right word, but to lead some of these younger players?
I guess I have to set an example, but sometimes, I don't play better than the other players, so it's not really like I have to, I don't really feel that much pressure to be, I guess, better.
Landon, this question is very broad and it can go a lot of different ways, but what's your favorite part about golf?
I guess just being you and having fun and making friendships.
I agree. That's always what I like about golf. I am not a good golfer at all. I fully admit it, but I love getting out on the course because, like you said, you really don't have to be that great of a golfer to enjoy the game. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Now, Jake, I wrote down Jackson, but you're not Jackson. You're Jake. How are you working to improve your game, and what are some of the aspects that you're really trying to get stronger at?
Well, one thing I'm doing is I go to E-Town about every week, and I take lessons with a golf pro up there. He helps me a lot, even though I sometimes don't practice as much as he would like. And one thing I'm trying to get better at is really I'm just trying to play better because I'm not good at all. So.
Well, hey, that's good. I mean, progress is everything. Now, Landon, when I was talking with Coach Embry, he said, there's one question that you absolutely have to be sure to ask Landon. And he said to ask him if he's thought about joining the swim team yet. And he wants to know if you remember that story. So do you remember the story about potentially joining the swim team?
Yes. We went and played the 18-hole match, and we was all going to go swim, but he caught us down there, and we got in trouble.
Now, were you a part of this, Jake, and do you remember?
I was not there.
You were not there. Now, were you not there? Were you actually there, and you're just going to say that you weren't just to try and back out of this and just put all the pressure on Landon, or have you heard the story, though?
I was actually not there, but I've heard the story. It's pretty funny.
You've heard the story. Now, I know. So, Landon, you're not joining the swim team?
No.
You guys are coming up here. I know when this is going to air, the regional tournament will have already passed. But for the both of you, what do you need to do in that regional tournament to hopefully, at this point when this airs, to hopefully have qualified for state? And we'll start with you, Landon.
Need to practice, fix my game and my swing. Putting's really struggling right now, but I'll be ready till regional comes.
Jake?
I just really need to get better off the tee. I cannot hit a tee shot to save my life, so that's really what I'm working on.
Well, for the both of you, good luck coming up in the regional tournament, and we look forward to seeing you as you continue to move forward, not only just as golfers, but as students in the future. That is our Cougar Conversation segment for this game. The halftime show continues here in just a moment.
Cougar football on K105.
Right now, they're getting ready to announce the homecoming winners. I'm going to try and see if you can hear it.
Presley Jackson.
Presley Jackson is the homecoming princess.
Congratulations, Presley. The 2022 football homecoming prince is Ryan Higdon.
Ryan Higdon is the homecoming prince. And the next ones, I already know the answer, so I don't have to turn it off to as they're posing for their pictures right now. Congratulations to Presley Jackson and Ryan Higdon. As this is the homecoming festivities here at Grayson County High School. And the homecoming queen is Lillian Cockrell for Grayson County. Congratulations to Lillian. As she is being crowned right now. Kayla, do you know who's crowning her down there? I'm not sure.
I think, is it Izzy Weedman maybe?
It might be. I should just look. I have my binoculars right in front of me. That would be one face that I do know. I don't think it is.
Maybe.
And the homecoming king is River Blanton. So River Blanton wins homecoming king, along with Lillian Cockrell and Ryan Higdon and Presley Jackson were the prince and princess. So that is the homecoming festivities. We welcome you back into the halftime show here on K105. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back here with you. And Kaylor, to run down the scoring, Grayson County struck first, leading 7-0 on the 1-yard touchdown run by Waylon Bruce. Hunter Baker added a 6-yard touchdown run. The extra point was no good to make it 7-6. Both teams fumbled. Jackson Kane missed a 33-yard field goal. And then Jaron Van Meter, late in that first half of play, had a 19-yard touchdown run to make it 14-6 at the half. And I think the offense, for the most part, I mean, you look at it, that they had three scoring. I mean, you had four drives. One ended in a turnover, and then two of them ended up in touchdowns, and the other one was a missed field goal.
Yeah, I mean, so they're all possible scoring drives besides the turnover, but you're moving the ball, obviously, and that's what you're really looking for an offense that has sputtered for 4 straight weeks. I mean, that you're looking for more consistency, and you finally found that.
And hopefully that this second half you can see the offense continue. You don't want to see this. I mean, listen, my heart can't take it. My heart can't take these close games, Kaylor. I'm a Bengals fan, and the past 2 games have almost killed me. One more, and I'm not sure. You might need to wheel me out of here. I saw Dr. Isaac Miller down there. We might need to get him up here.
Well, I'm a Titans fan, so, I mean, luckily our last game wasn't close.
Yeah, see, the Bengals like to give me hope and then crush me.
Well, that's a good point.
Yes.
I mean, at least they're making you stay and watch.
Yeah.
The Titans didn't make me do that.
Really? I'm not sure that I've ever actually turned off. I usually watch it. I have to suffer. If they're suffering, then I have to suffer.
I didn't, but I knew it was over. It was like
that was the Bills, right?
Yeah.
That's a good team. That's a good team.
Just they're decent.
A score update or two to bring you from around the half very quickly as Grayson County leads 14-6 at the half. LaRue County trails the Tigers 40-20 with about 12 minutes left in the game. I don't know which Tigers that is. It's not the Breckenridge County Tigers. I don't know. We'll try to see if we can't figure that out. Owensboro leads Ohio County 50-0, 7 minutes left in the third quarter of that game. Butler County leads McLean County 14-0, 8:11 left in the third quarter. Brody Hunt just added a 5-yard touchdown run. We'll try to see if we can't find any other score updates to bring you. Warren Central leads Russell County 28-2 at the half. That'd be Warren Central's third win. After not having any wins since 2015, they're about to pick up win number 3. Warren East leads Wayne County 21-7 at the half. McCracken County leads Apollo 14-7. That score is also at the half. And I'll try to see if we can't bring you an update from Owensboro Catholic leads Hancock County 14-12 at the half. That's a really good game happening up in Hawesville tonight. And we'll try to see if we can't bring you an update from the Breckenridge County Graves County game that was happening in Harned tonight, and the score is 45-0. Graves County leads Breckenridge County 5:34 left in the first half. Grayson County leads 14-6. Second half's next here on K105.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 400246.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Floodwaters in eastern Kentucky have destroyed homes and businesses, displaced families, devastated communities, and claimed the lives of our fellow Kentuckians. Radio and television stations across the Commonwealth have united as one voice to help our fellow Kentuckians in need. Please consider supporting the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund today. Simply go to kba.org and click the Donate Now button. This message of hope is provided by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where we get ready to start half number 2 from action here in Cougar Stadium. And Kaylor, I think, what do you want to see here to start this second half of play as Grayson County's going to get the football as they lead 14-6?
I want to see the continuation of what we did. I just want to see the execution just a little higher. We did all the right things in the first half. We just have to be able to continue it and at a little bit higher of an execution rate. We gave up some yards we shouldn't have, and we had some missed opportunities on the offensive side of the ball, so I want us to be able to capitalize on those.
And I think the defense as well, see what the adjustments that they made in coming out here to start this second half of play, because, I mean, listen, the only stat that actually matters is 6 points, and that's how many points Muhlenberg County has, and Grayson County has 14, which, you know, that's all that matters. Yep. At the end of the game,
who has more points?
Who has more points, and that's all that really matters, the only stat that comes up. As it will be Grayson County ball to start the second half, and waiting just a few extra seconds here. I'm not really sure what we might be waiting for. They break the huddle, and Grayson County's going to go back to return this one. And, Kaylor, we've talked about this past couple of weeks. The Cougars have been so close to breaking the big return. They've had a couple that have come close, but they just haven't gotten to break that big one. How about right now?
I think it's going to be hard because the way they kick, it's almost to your up backs, and those aren't your people meant to take it the distance, but
Dalton Russell had a nice little return last time. So maybe
I thought he was about to just break it open and go, but you really want it to get it to Jarian or somebody back there so all the blockers can sit up.
As they're kicking it from the near hash, 14-6 Grayson County leads as we start half number 2 here from Grayson County High School on a perfect night for football. It is homecoming, and the Mustangs are going to do a little pooch kick over to the far side, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that works as well, Kaylor.
Yep. I mean, you take that, great field position.
They're going to get the ball at, depending if it went out at the 36, they'll get it at the 36. If not, it'll go out at the 35, and that's where they'll get it, depending on where it officially went out at. And I think it looks like they're going to say the 36. So the Cougars end up getting an extra yard there, and that's where they're going to start half number 2. Hunter Felty in the first half of play was having the most success. Actually, the ball's at the 40. That's right. I think it is to the 40, yeah. I can never remember the specific rules on all of that. It gets a little messy, but I thought Felty running the ball in the first half looked as good as he did since the Edmonson County game. I formation for Felty. Bruce is the fullback. Van Meter is the deep back. It's a handoff. Van Meter, he bounces it outside across the 40, across the 45, inside the 50, inside the 45. He's got the sideline 30, 25, 20, and he's brought down at the 18-yard line, and there is a penalty flag on the play. Van Meter broke the big run, but it looks like it is going to be coming back. Holding called against the Cougars.
Holding called against the Cougars.
That is not what you wanted.
Nope. And I saw this one happen, so
It was holding?
Yeah, it was.
Well, you know if you say it, that it definitely was
Yeah,
holding. Great. It'll be first down now and 20, and now here's what's been the Cougars' Achilles heel all season is behind the sticks.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's any team's Achilles heel. I mean, there's some teams that are better at it because they're extremely good at throwing the ball, which we are a better passing team than we ever have been, really. But it's still first and 20-ish. I mean, that's...
Yeah, you're about first and...
18.
Yeah, 18.
That's not easy for any offense to pick up.
14-6, Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County. Felty will go in under center. It's kind of an offset I formation. The senior will pitch it here to the near side of Van Meter, trying to set up near the same play, and Van Meter again turns upfield, spins at the 40, and gets up to the 46-yard line where he's going to be brought down after a pickup of about 11 yards on the run, and pretty much they just went back to the same play. It was a little different.
It was toss, and you're using Waylon for the same purpose. He's your lead blocker. He's trying to try and get that perimeter backer outside and trying to kick him out and let Jaron cut up underneath him and spring one. Now you're back to second and manageable.
10 minutes, 45 seconds left here in quarter number 3. Grayson County 14-6 over Muhlenberg County. Felty will go under center. Offset I formation. Mustangs shift the line. They're going to load the box. Pitch again to the near side to Van Meter. Turns upfield at the 45, across the 50. He gets across the 45, tries to bounce back inside the numbers across the 40, down to the 35-yard line. On the run by Jaron Van Meter. That is 21 yards and a first down, Cougars.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to do the same thing. They haven't stopped it yet.
Nolan Lindsay was in on the tackle. First down, Grayson County. 10 minutes, 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. Grayson County leads 14-6, trying to add to their lead.
And the good thing about having an athlete like Jaron in the backfield is you don't have to block it perfectly. You have to block it good enough for him to be able to make a man miss and then spring it.
Felty under center. Van Meter is the deep back. Almost got a player across this near edge to jump. It's another pitch to Van Meter. Turns upfield at the 35, inside the 30, back towards the middle at the 25. Tries to spin out of a tackle. Gets down to the 24 on the run. That's 9 yards on the run for Jaron Van Meter, and it'll be second down and 1 for the Cougars.
That's a prime example of it. We completely missed a guy.
Actually, it's enough for a first down. It's 11 yards.
We missed a guy that we were supposed to block, and it didn't matter. Jaron just made a miss, and sometimes it's just an athlete being an athlete, and that's what it comes down to.
First down, Grayson County off the legs of Jaron Van Meter, who might be nearing 100 yards rushing.
Oh, if we keep this up, he's going to get it.
That'd be the first career 100-yard rushing game for Jaron Van Meter and the first of the season for Grayson County.
Really?
Not sure if Michael Wood got it against Edmondson County or not. Back week number 1.
He had a couple receptions, so I mean it might have been. He had a lot of those jet that are considered receptions, not rushes.
Felty under center. Sticking with this formation. They fake the pitch this time. Felty tries to scramble out towards the far side. He's being run by 3 players. Tries to turn the corner. He does, but as he turns it, he's dropped by a Muhlenberg County player after a pickup of about 2 yards across the far side. He was running from his life.
I mean, I know it's a D lineman, but that was a great angle the D lineman took to get. He just ran flat down the line and said, "Listen, I'm gonna meet you here, and I'm bigger than you."
And that probably can't be fun to the quarterback when you feel 3 250-plus pound linemen running at you.
Yeah, I've been there. It's not.
Second down and 8 for Grayson. Ball placed in the Muhlenberg 22-yard line. Cougs lead 14-6, 8:30 and counting. Left here in the third quarter. Same formation. Pitch here to the near side to Van Meter. Breaks a tackle in the backfield across the 20. Inside the 15 where he runs into a man. Down to the 14-yard line.
He should have it.
And that's down to the 14 near the first down marker. It's all going to depend on the spot.
Yep, first down.
And first down, Cougars. And this drive is taking a little longer, but it's eerily similar to that first drive where they're just saying, stop us.
And I like it. Just force it down the throat and just say, hey, listen, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to pound it. And until you stop us and make us do something else, we're not going to go away from it.
Grayson County coming into this game only averaged 2.4 yards a carry and 65.8 yards a game on the ground. And that's looking much better, and a timeout's going to be taken by the Mustangs of Muhlenberg County with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left here in quarter number 3. We'll take this time to see if we can't find a score update or two. 14-12. Owensboro Catholic leads Hancock County with 10:30 left in the third. Looks like maybe a Hancock County player was ejected in that game. Butler County leads McLean County 21-0 at the end of the third quarter. Barron County on top of Russellville 46-0 at the end of the third quarter. Down in Russellville tonight. Let's see if we can't find final score from Owensboro tonight. Owensboro 56, Ohio County 7. That is a final. And Boyle County leads North Hardin 51-14 at the end of the third quarter. Let's see that Edmondson County, I believe, is playing Metcalfe County tonight. They trail 39-0 halfway through the third quarter tonight for them. Our score, though, Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County 14-6, but the Cougs are knocking on the door. Grayson County's opponent next week, Breckenridge County, was trailing big against Graves County. Cougars breaking the huddle. It'll be first down and 10 for Grayson. Ball placed in the 14-yard line. 7:48 left here in quarter number 3. It'll be the gun for Felty. Bruce to the left, Van Meter to the right. Fakes the handoff. It's a run up the middle for Felty. He's
Good
inside
read.
the 10, inside the 5 as he cuts back towards the middle. He tries at the last second to just roll the football out over the goal line, hoping the official didn't catch it, but the official does. It's down to the 1-yard line. It is a 13-yard run by Felty.
And that is a great patience run by Hunter. He could have initially tried and string that out, but he waited. He knew that hole was going to eventually crack open from Waylon's pull. He waited. Waylon ended up pulling and trapping, and he just got up under there and got about 10.
You got 13 yards on the run.
13. Yeah, close enough.
It'll be first down and goal from the 1-yard line for Grayson County. I formation. Felty, Bruce, Van Meter in that order. First down and goal from the 1. Handoff Van Meter, right side towards the middle. Touchdown Cougars. Jaron Van Meter from 1 yard out, and the Cougs lead 20-6 with 6:57 left in the third quarter. The fireworks blare one more time. The fans love it here at Cougar Stadium.
Even though I'm a quarterback, I'm a run-first guy, and that was a beautiful drive. I love it. Just don't put the ball in the air unless you have to. A lot worse things can happen whenever you're putting the ball in the air.
And Grayson is going to attempt the extra point. At first, I thought that they were going to go for 2, but then I saw Jackson trot out there.
We forgot the block for the point after, and we had to run down and get it.
Van Meter is the holder. Scott is the long snapper. Jackson Kane trying to put another one through. It's a high snap, and a whistle was blown before the play, and a timeout, I think, was taken. Dead ball. Offsides called against Muhlenberg County. Well, now do you go for it?
Yeah, I mean, it moves it up to the 1.5, so, I mean, half a distance from the 3. It looks like we are. I would take my chance. You're up 2 possessions anyway. You're up by 14. They missed their field goal, so, I mean, you have.
Cougars 2 of 4 on 2-point conversions this season. They're going to try and make it 3 of 5. Why not? They haven't been able to stop the run.
Now what you're doing now is you're making it hard for them. I mean, it's still 2 possessions, but they'd have to get two-point conversions with it.
Tegan Piggott is the fullback now. Jaron Van Meter is the deep back. Felty under center. Might just be a quarterback sneak. Handoff Van Meter, right side, and I think he goes in untouched. In for the 2-point conversion. It is 22-6. Cougs lead the Stags. 6:57 left in the third quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Muhlenberg Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Muhlenberg Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
Like the music exactly, too. Right on cue, we come back, and I think that's Jason Kincaid holding the ox down there, Grayson County Athletic Director. I'm liking the music choices there. We like it as they were going a little Sandstorm, now Seven Nation Army. No, Jack White was in Louisville last weekend. Grayson County leads 22-6, 6:57 left in quarter number 3. Jackson Kane to kick deep, and looks like Muhlenberg's expecting an onside kick here because they have everybody up within in the 40-yard line.
I don't get it.
And I think now you tell Jackson kick it as deep as you can, right? Now he does a little pooch kick again, and it's caught, and falling down with it at the 36-yard line is Muhlenberg County.
I mean, what you really can do is corner it in one of those pockets right behind them.
And see if you can't run it
See
down
if
first.
you can get Jaron to run it down because he's one of your gunners on the side. 'Cause I don't know many people that are going to outrun him.
No.
Especially with the game he's having, how much energy he has to have right now. He's flying around.
No, it'll be a tough decision after the game when we have to make our decision for the offensive player of the game. We gave it to Jaron last week.
If this keeps up, I think I might give it to the O-line.
As a whole, yeah, I mean, they've been playing very well.
They have.
Hunter Felty has also played, I think, very well. I think there's a couple of guys that you could give it to.
But we still have a quarter and a half.
Absolutely. A lot can change between then and now, especially seeing this Muhlenberg County offense out for the first time in this second half. Direct snap run, left side. That's Baker on the run. He gets it up to about the 39-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 2 on the run for the junior running back, Hunter Baker. And Muhlenberg County, without their starting quarterback tonight, Canyon Johnson, who accumulated over 50% of their rushing yards, all of their passing yards, they went to an emergency quarterback in their leading receiver, John Putnam, and Putnam got hurt on their first drive, I think, if my memory is correct, after or their second drive. It was one of their first.
Second, yeah.
But he had been running the ball
extremely well.
And since that point, the Muhlenberg County offense has not been the same, as you can expect when you're on your third-string quarterback. Throwing it up the field and up the seam, and it's intercepted by Grayson County. On the far side, they've got blockers, and spinning down inside the 40-yard line, intercepted by the Cougars. There is a penalty flag on the play, but Grayson Chaffins gets his 3rd interception of the season. And we'll wait on the penalty, but I think it's got to be on Muhlenberg. It is a legal shift called against the Mustangs. Cougars ball on the interception by Grayson Chaffins.
That's just a good job by Grayson, keeping his eyes on the quarterback, reading his eyes, and then waiting and breaking on the ball. I know the quarterback's a sophomore. You'll learn, don't loft the ball in the middle of the field because there's a safety somewhere.
It's the 7th interception of the season for the Grayson County team. Norman Chaffins now up to $350 for the donation to the Grayson County Football Boosters Program. And his son now has made him have to doll out $150.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see.
He might make Grayson pay for groceries next time.
Yeah, sheriff might be needing to get a second job right now. You know anybody that's hiring?
Not that I know of, no.
In the gun goes Felty. Let's see if this Cougar offense can continue the hot streak that they're on. They're going to pass. 3-step drop for Felty. Now he's going to step up and scramble over to the far side, jump pass, and just throws it away. Nobody was there. I think he was outside the pocket, and he did get it past the line of scrimmage.
But what Hunter has to be looking for is he had this flat wide open the whole time. He never got his head turned, and I don't know what he was looking at on the far side because this is the wide side of the field. This is where you preferably want to read. And he never got his head over here. I don't know if there's a play a tag or something on a go or something over there that he was looking at, but you want to, if it's not there after a second, you get your head back to where the play is designed.
2nd and 10 coming up for Grayson County. Ball will be placed on the Muhlenberg County 40-yard line. 5 minutes, 54 seconds. Here in quarter number 3, it is 22-6. Cougars on top of the Mustangs. Trips down here to the near side. In the shotgun formation goes Felty. Direct quarterback run on the sweep across the right side. Gets up to about the 37 before being driven backwards by a host of Mustangs. Give Felty about 2 or 3 on the run. He went right behind his big fullback, Waylon Bruce, and gets 3.
3rd down and 8 for the Cougars.
And I'd like to run behind Waylon Bruce. He's a big guy.
When I was out there helping him run routes, right before the game, he got up to run a route, and I was like, this is scary.
He's a big guy.
Especially with that neck pad he has in there. I mean, it just makes him look more terrifying. I was like, I don't want to be lined up against this.
Listen, I like it because he's a fullback. Fullback's got to have the neck pad.
I know. Looking back,
linebacker, I love it.
Larry Konska, all those guys, Mike Alstott.
3rd down and 8 for Grayson. 2 yards was on the run. Jaron Van Meter is the deep back. Underneath center is Felty. It's a pitch here to the near side to Van Meter. Good block on the outside. Van Meter's got a hole. Across the 30, across the 25, bounces it outside the numbers. Now turns backfield and dives down to the 19-yard line. What a run by Jaron Van Meter.
Great blocking on the perimeter, too, by Grayson and Waylon. They really helped that play spring, and good job by the line being able to reach and run everybody back.
19 yards on the run for Jaron Van Meter. Felty will go under center, 4:45. Left here in quarter number 3. Pitch here to Van Meter again on the near side. Gets another big block inside the 15. Turns upfield at the 10 and down to about the 8-yard line on the run. Jaron Van Meter keeps the legs moving. 11 yards and another first down Cougars.
And this is what we are finally dominating the line of scrimmage. I mean, they look like they're on their heels, not knowing what to do.
And not knowing what to do is what's going to cause Josh Staples, the Muhlenberg County head coach, to call a timeout. He's probably asking some of these same things like, what are we doing, guys?
Well, and against a toss like that where they're kind of getting a puller or a lead back outside, your safety has to fill the gap. And I don't know many safeties that want to come downhill and go head-to-head with Waylon, because I know I really wouldn't like it. I'd maybe try to cut his knees out and get him out of the way so somebody else is free to make the play, but I'm not trying to take that head on.
Grayson County leads 22-6. They led 7-0, scoring on their first drive. Took 4 plays, ended with a Waylon Bruce touchdown. Muhlenberg County answered. Missed the extra point, made it 7-6. Couple of fumbles in there, a missed field goal for Grayson County. At the end of the first half, they'd had a 19-yard touchdown run by Jaron Van Meter with 1:56 left in the half. That took us to our score at 14-6. And then on the first play, the first drive of the second half for Grayson County, they turned in a 7-play drive that ended with a 1-yard touchdown run by Jaron Van Meter. Now they're trying to add, after an interception, more points on the board. But, Kaylor, I think the most important thing about that drive is it started off with a penalty, and they still ended it up in the end zone.
That's something great to see, that we can work from behind the sticks. And if we can do that consistently, this team can be extremely good. I mean, we've seen flashes of how good they are. They've just not been able to do it consistently, and that's what all good teams have, is consistency.
First down and goal for Grayson from the 8-yard line. A couple of blockers lining up behind Felty. Handoff Van Meter, bounces it outside, goes inside the 5 towards the goal line. He's in. Touchdown Cougars. Jaron Van Meter goes in for an 8-yard touchdown run, and for Van Meter, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game.
Hat trick.
The fireworks blare one more time. Van Meter gets his 3rd of the game, and the Cougs lead 28-6. And the biggest thing with that too, Kaylor, is that it comes off the turnover. You're getting points off of turnovers, which is huge. That's going to be the difference in some of these toss-up games.
Yes, and it's a hidden stat. And people don't realize that. They only look at the points, and they don't realize what actually leads to those points.
Jackson Kane placed down, kicks up long enough. He splits the uprights. 4:34 left here in quarter number 3. Grayson County leads 28-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
Is he perfect on the night? Besides the field goal?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a
4 minutes, 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County 29-6. Again, Muhlenberg still going to move everything up. Jackson Kane to kick away for Grayson. It's not quite a pooch kick, but they kind of did what you were talking about, Caleb.
Yep.
It's a high bounce, and the Mustangs are just going to fall back on top of it at the 23, and they almost pushed the blocker into knocking the return man over.
And that's what that kick's designed for, confusion. And it almost, that little backspin on it was a really great kick by Jackson. I mean, I don't know if he could have placed it any better, just a little deeper maybe, but it's still a great kick because you're pinning them inside the 25.
Mustangs will have it on their own 22-yard line. Their last drive ended in an interception by Grayson Chaffins coming off the hands of the quarterback, Talon Cartwright. As we mentioned, the Mustangs have their third-string quarterback in the game after their starting quarterback left with an injury, or did not even come out tonight, as he left with an injury late in last week's game against Ohio County. Pistol formation for Cartwright. Baker shifts to the left side of him. Low snap. Baker's going to get it on the give, and he's immediately met in the backfield by Grayson County. Really nice play on defense by Waylon Bruce, I think, was in there.
Yep, and that was the play they'd been hurting us on, and what was happening was the linebackers weren't detecting it early enough, and then now that we're trying to see that those guards are starting to pull, we're able to come right off their butt and get into the play.
Four minutes left here in the third quarter. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up for the Mustangs. That's the thing, really there have been many negative runs for the Mustangs tonight.
It's all been positive or no gain. I mean, they've not really lost yards, but they haven't gained them in chunks.
They do have 2 turnovers on the game, a fumble and an interception. Screen over to the far side, trying to spin around now, turning upfield is Karuba, and he had nothing there, and a very, very, very late penalty flag comes in from the head official.
Blocking the back on the outside receiver.
Head official throws it. He looks back towards the Grayson County sideline, which does appear that you are right. It is blocking the back called against the Mustangs. Cougars will decline it. That'll turn out to be 3rd down and very long coming up after that play was a loss of about 7.
And that's a great job by Jaron being able to track down that screen. Good tackle in the open field.
It's a loss of 6 yards, 3rd down and 17 coming up for the Mustangs. This is one of these things where you have your backup quarterback in the game. This is the last place you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, you like the opportunity for him. It's a great place for him to really get practice reps and put him in a live game situation. But then again, you're trying to win a game at the same time, and you really want him to rise to the occasion.
Karuba shifts in motion. 2 passes. Cartwright looks over to the far side. He throws. It's complete, well short of the sticks. In fact, it's only a pickup of maybe about 2 yards, and I think you got a punt here, don't you, Taylor?
I think so. And if I'm a Muhlenberg coach or anybody, I like that from the quarterback. I mean, nothing's there. Just take your check down. Don't force anything. It shows maturity from a young player, which is huge. And if he can be that mature at that young of an age, it's a good sign for them in the future.
Mustangs will punt this away. Jaron Van Meter stands back at the Muhlenberg County. He stands back at about the 45-yard line. The punter is going to be Jaden Oakley. Good snap. Gets it away. Not a bad punt. A spinning end-over-end kick over to the far side, takes a bounce, and it might have hit a Grayson County player. I think it hit Hunter Felty in the back, or Mason Carroll in the back, and luckily right there to fall on top of it, a smart heads-up play by Jackson Kane.
And that's on Jaron to yell Peter. Tell everybody, run to the sideline you're closest to, get away, because this ball is, I'm not catching it. Everybody get away.
Is that what the word is at the
Peter.
team? Peter. Interesting. Is there a reason Peter's the word?
Yes, but I'm not going to say it.
Enough said.
Yep.
Maybe if it was a couple of weeks ago at Barron County, we could have gotten into that. It was about 3 a.m.
Yeah, whenever we were delirious and probably didn't care anymore. Yeah.
Enough is said. Grayson's going to have it on the Muhlenberg County 45-yard line. That's what really matters. 29-6, they lead 2.5 left here in the third quarter, and a whistle is blown and a timeout taken by Brian Jones. And, a clock issue, I think.
Yeah.
As he looks up at the press box, looks like he was yelling at us, Kayla, but I don't control the clock.
He might be yelling at Dad. I wonder if Dad did something wrong.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Dad, get your stuff straight.
Yeah, call him out right now. 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Grayson County calls the timeout. And this is always, I know, a coach's worst nightmare as well, because you do not want to see a timeout coming out of a break, on your first play of a drive.
Because that means confusion, and you don't want to waste timeouts, but then again, I don't really look at wasted timeouts either. I just look at there's good timeouts and bad timeouts. I mean, none of them are a waste, but there's some you prefer not to use.
Hope I'm not reading into anything too much. I know the trainer, Scott Ballman, is talking with Braden Mudd on the sideline right now. This could just be, Scott's a friendly guy.
Yeah, friendly conversation.
I'm hoping that that's what it is and not,
yeah, I know.
Are you okay?
Braden's had some injury history, but he has his pads and everything on, so, I'm sure.
No helmet, but again,
he has the helmet in his hand.
I guess he does have it in his hand. Scott was blocking that again. I know we mentioned it last week, but congratulations, Scott. Yep. Had his second kid a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations to him. Everybody's healthy, and we were talking a little bit earlier.
Sure, that's exhausting, being a trainer and a
I know he said he's running on no sleep.
I couldn't do that.
Out of the timeout, first down and 10 for Grayson. Jackson Kane shifts from the right side to the near side of the line. Hunter Felty under center. Pitch here to the near side to Van Meter, who tries to find the edge, gets to the 45, spins down to about the 44. And I like after the play there, on the block, Mason Carroll came. He took his guy to the field and immediately came up and put both of his hands up saying, I'm off, I'm off, I'm not touching him anymore.
That's smart. And you can finish your block to the ground, but as soon as that whistle blows, just put your hands up, walk away.
That's exactly what he did. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Grayson County leads 29-6. Maybe about a half-yard pickup there by Jaron Van Meter. I think Brian Jones has to feel better about his offense tonight.
Yes, especially on the run game, especially. I mean, they've been kind of stagnant running the ball for a while.
2.4 yards a carry, 65 yards a game coming into tonight's game. That's not great.
No, but...
And I know Brian Jones would be the first person to say that.
Yeah, and tonight it's been a whole different story.
Felty under center. Bruce fakes the handoff to him, gives it to Van Meter, right side, bounces it
gone.
outside. He's gone. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cougars. Jaron Van Meter, put your fours up. That's his fourth touchdown of the game. A 44-yard touchdown run by Jaron Van Meter, and the Cougs are rolling in quarter number 3.
That's a great play call. You've been running toss to the short side, back to back to back, counter it back, and get them flowing one way, and then just let Jaron run. And it was blocked up front, almost perfect. I mean, I didn't see any leak or anything. Kick out on the end, and then just let a wrap guy come through for the linebacker, and gone.
35-6, the Cougars lead the Mustangs. Jackson Kane has been perfect on his point-after attempts so far tonight. And the announcer's jinx ain't going to come into effect right here. Is that one he might have kicked to the homecoming tailgate. You might want to go check on Roger Lush over there.
It's close to the fire engines. I mean...
Yeah, is Chief Tim Duval, I know he was down there, is he okay?
I saw a kid grab it, so I think so.
Good. Hopefully he's okay, because that kick was almost past the scoreboard down there from Jackson Kane. But Grayson County leads this 36-6 with 1:17 left here in the third quarter. I think another thing that you like about a game like this, Kaylor, is that you might get an opportunity to get some of those younger guys in.
Yes, and one of those younger guys that you've been talking about is Javari. I mean, everybody's eager to see what he can do. He's new, but I've seen Kenton in on defense already. I mean, that's an opportunity for a young guy. I know he's not the smallest guy. I mean, no, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he plays like Jaron. He
is.
He plays like he's 6'4" and 230.
I know I was at a 7-on-7, speaking of Kenton Cornwell, and he was guarding a receiver that was not a huge guy, but he's probably 5'11",
Well,
6 foot.
That looks huge compared to Kenton.
Yeah. He's 5'4", maybe. And he broke up the pass.
Yeah.
And clearly, I think, though, the receiver, when he lined up, was like, okay, like, I like this. You know, I got about a foot on you. And then after Kenton made the play, I think the receiver kind of put his head between his legs and was like,
okay.
Did I really just do that? Did I really just get beat by that guy? But that's kind of the same thing with Jaron Van Meter, is that not afraid.
No, and you can't be afraid, especially playing at that size. I mean, you can't be afraid on the field at any point.
Kane kicks it deep. It's bobbled at the 16-yard line coming up and just running out of bounds at the 22 is Hunter Baker on the return. And with 1 minute and 12 seconds left here in the third quarter, we're still in. It's been a long game here tonight. But you know what, Kaylor? I'm fine with a long game if the Cougars' offense is looking like this. Mustangs will have it at the 29.
First and 10 from the 29.
Just think back to Barron County. We're just now getting started.
Don't remind me. I've kind of blocked that from my memory. That was a long night.
I know.
I don't think I got back into bed until 2 a.m. that night.
I think I was at 1.
Yeah, you're a little bit before us because we got to break all this equipment down. That's the best part about being here tonight, too.
It's not, not as far of a drive home.
No, like last week we had Graves County. No, we had to stop at a gas station on the way home so I could get myself a Mountain Dew so I'd make it home. Handoff, left side, trying to turn upfield. He's got space across the 30-yard line on the run. That was Hunter Dennell, a freshman. Gets to the 32-yard line. Give him about 3 yards.
Second down and 6 for the Mustangs.
Grayson County all over Mustangs tonight. 36-6. 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you tonight. Second down and 7. Two wide receivers on each side. Quarterback Cartwright shifts Baker to his right side. Screen over to the far side, catching and turning and diving up to the 34-yard line, maybe a gain of 1 yard on the catch and run, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter as there's 10 seconds left. Can't imagine that the Mustangs will snap it.
That's a quick, if they can get back to the line and do that, I mean, that's
lightning fast.
That's lightning fast.
36-6, Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County as we head to the end of the third quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
it's all Grayson County tonight. They lead Muhlenberg County 36-6 as we start quarter number 4. It'll be Mustangs football, 3rd down and 5 coming out of the break. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you tonight. What has been a great night to be a Cougar. But Kaylor, you still got 12 minutes left.
Yep. And I'm not saying it's probable, but especially with how the NFL went on Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised.
Nothing. You can never be too confident. Cartwright's going to let it fly down here to the near side of the field. Almost intercepted by Grayson County. As in there on coverage for the Cougars was Jaden Kinney. He almost had his second interception in as many weeks.
And that's a good job keeping your eyes back to the ball, playing the ball instead of trying to play the man.
Jaden Kinney is another one of those guys that, I'll be honest, when the first time he came out at 7-on-7, I didn't know who he was. I mean, I'll be honest, and I think he came up, and I think he made a play here at home where he caught the ball over the middle on a catch and absorbed the hit, and I think it might have been Chris Drake, assistant coach, who was standing next to me. I said, like, who is that? He said, well, that's Jaden Kinney.
Other than that drop, he has been really sure-handed, I will say that.
He's been very good this year, and I think there's a end-over-end kick. Van Meter's going to fair catch it back at the 20-yard line, or at the 40-yard line, rather, and that's where Grayson County's going to get the football back. Let's see, does Cougars keep the guns on the field, or if they might go?
Well, there's Najari.
There he is, Dejari Hardy.
And I like his number.
The freshman, wearing number 3. Trivia question for you, Kaler. Who was the last Cougar to wear number 3?
I have no clue.
No clue. Apparently he was the former quarterback.
I thought you were talking about before me.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know. But, yeah.
Oh, gosh, I'm not even sure.
It hadn't been worn in a long time, I know that.
I'd have to go back and look through the records. Ball's placed to the 40-yard line. But, hey, that's big shoes for him to fill, and Hardy is the back behind Hunter Felty, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. And it's a little pitch here to the near side to Hardy. He's across the 40-yard line, lowers his shoulder, and gets to the 45. Dejari Hardy, who's, 5'5", maybe?
Welcome to varsity.
And he just lowered his shoulder and ran over a player. I love it.
He's not scared. I will get that out of the way right now. You'll typically see somebody gets their first varsity touch. They're a little, have that anxiety in them. He didn't. He's like, well, if I'm going to get hit, I'm going to deliver it.
And that's exactly what he did. He's short, but he's really not a big guy.
No. He's not big around either. But
and that looked like a play that you'd see from Waylon Bruce.
Yeah, except Dejari's a little faster.
Yeah.
A little smaller.
A little smaller than Waylon. Just a little bit. And he doesn't have the neck pad.
Yeah, that's huge. I think the neck pad slows Waylon down.
11 minutes to go tonight. Grayson leads 36-6. Kind of this pistol look. Felty, hands off Hardy. Hardy is wrapped up at the line, and that might have been kind of his welcome to varsity.
Yeah.
Because as he hit the line, he was met by big Nolan Lindsay, who's a hoss on that Muhlenberg County defensive line.
Mason has to be careful. He's starting to chip back and forth with somebody.
We have a timeout blown by an official timeout, I think was it an official timeout? I thought he pointed towards himself saying it's an official timeout. I guess that was what it was. Now they're going to run the clock. 3rd down and 5. Tyler Haycraft was the last Cougar to wear number 3. That's my stats man, Chase Blaine, over there. Look at that. He's finally earning his paycheck, Haley. Usually he's just the producer that runs the video stream.
You know what? Originally, I didn't even have 3 as a freshman. I was actually 6.
I was going to say, and then, well, because I don't know if you know the story about that, as we'll tell that here after this play. It was a pitch, but it was actually kind of a throw.
And it was not a good one.
Hardy falls down on it. It's a loss of 5 yards.
That's a hard one to handle.
But Grayson County has it 4th down and 10, and I think you got to punt this now.
Yep.
But the story between is that I was not told. That was my first year.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know this story?
Oh, I know. Q wanted 6.
And I was not told before the game that he was not on my roster or anything. I had no idea who it was. And you were a freshman. And I remember I thought, man, this Kaler Decker kid's good. Like, he came out, and I was saying, like, in the first half of the game, I think it was against Breckenridge County. And he had a great first half. And I remember I was like, Decker goes this, Decker does this, Kaler Decker. And I'm thinking, who is this kid? Where did he come from?
Yeah, well, what's
then
crazy?
At halftime, I was told, no, that's Qdarius McHenry.
Well, what's crazy, he's only a year older.
Grayson County's going to go for it. 4th down and 10. Felty, 3-step drop. Scrambles here towards the near side. He's going to have to run away from 3 men. He's going to turn upfield across the 45, and it's going to be very close. He needed to get to the 50. He might have sidestepped out of bounds at the 49.5.
Well, you got to be. Hunter has to keep his eyes up whenever he's doing that because he had a man open.
Official looks like he's going to give it to him. Felty turns upfield, And that'll be a first down Cougars to the 50-yard line. He needed 10, and he got 10.
I will say
really close.
Yes, and one thing Hunter does have to work on, whenever he gets out of the pocket, it's almost like he always wants to immediately run.
9:10 to go. Grayson County leads 36-6 against Muhlenberg County.
Honestly, as a former baseball player, I think he's better throwing on the run, so don't know why he wouldn't just want to throw.
I don't know, we've talked about that. That's where he's been the best,
yes.
is throwing the ball when he bounces outside the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field, and finds his players off into the flat or about 10 yards downfield. Pitch to Hardy. Hardy is met in the backfield and driven backwards by 2 Muhlenberg County defenders. In their first to make contact was Dalton Marsala. Hardy's dropped. Looks like forward progress is going to drop him back to the 47. That's a 3-yard loss for the freshman running back. The marker on the far side has it at the 48. The football's actually at the 47. It's okay. It's a long night.
It's okay.
Pistol for Felty. Hand off Hardy. Right side, Hardy bursts through at the 50. Gets down to about the 45 on the run. That's where you're seeing that speed from Dejari Hardy.
That burst. And I like it. He doesn't try to dance in the hole or try to make anything that's not there. Just hit the hole and go.
Can give him about 7 yards on the run to about the 46-yard line. Grayson County leads 36-6, 8 minutes left here in tonight's game on a gorgeous night for football here at Cougar Stadium. In fact, it's getting just a little chilly here tonight.
Yeah.
We got our heater back here. First thing, heck, next week we might have to break it out.
I hope not.
Hand off Hardy. Bursts through on the left side down to the 41-yard line.
About
He
2
needed to get to
more
the 40.
And that's something he'll get with age, is just strength and size.
He's 14 years old.
Yeah, 14 years old. I mean, that just comes with time.
I think of it in basketball, Jack Logston for Grayson County, who's now back playing for the Cougars. As a 7th grader last year, there were moments where Travis Johnson just said, he's 12 years old.
Yeah, he's too small. Yeah.
And he's tall, but it's just, he's 12.
Not muscular at all.
He's 12, and he's going up against 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of a difference there. And now there's players jumping left and right, and I don't know who that was.
False start.
Is it going to be a false start called against Grayson, or is it offsides? Dead ball, false start called against the Cougars.
False start called against the Cougars.
I like that there, as during that play, after Weston Green got hit, he fell backwards and kicked his legs way up into the air.
He sold it.
He sold it. He says, I just got all this contact made. Back to the 47-yard line. Grayson County's going to have it. Is it 4th down?
Yep.
It is 4th down. 4th down and 6. Let's see what Brian Jenner, 7 really for Grayson. Let's see what he draws up. 2 wide receivers. They're going to put Hardy out.
Got
wide to the left.
To the left.
Bruce is to the right of Felty. 4th down and about 7. Felty to pass, throws on the slant. It's complete to Kenny. Ball comes out. Kenny falls down on it at the 35-yard line. I think he did come down with it. There's a fight for it now as a pile comes down. Muhlenberg County player comes out pointing.
He was pointing towards our direction at first. I got kind of confused.
I thought Kenny did end up having control of that ball. We still haven't seen an official signal. It is Grayson County football.
I mean, it was a nice catch. It was just that whenever he did that little juke, he kind of got loose with the ball, and good placed hand by the Muhlenberg County defender ripped it loose.
He forgot the most important thing when he made the juke.
Yeah, the ball. Yeah, that's pretty important.
It is.
You kind of need that to score.
11 yards on the catch, though, for Jaden Kenny. And more importantly, it's a first down for Grayson with 6:08 to play. It is 36-6. Cougars lead the Mustangs. Pitch to Hardy on the far side. Hardy tries to get the corner. He turns. He hurdles a man, I think, inside the 35, or just stepped over one. Down to the 34-yard line on the run for Hardy. Give him about 2 yards.
Ball down by number 68, Wales. Second down and 8.
Second down and 8 coming up for Grayson. We approach the 5.5-minute mark. Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County 36-6. And I'm sure this has just got to feel great for this Grayson County team.
especially after 4 straight losses all the way. Now you come back on homecoming. I know we had a sour taste in our mouth homecoming last year. It's great to come back and get a win for the seniors this year.
Good crowd again tonight. Fakes the handoff. Felty on the slant. Pass complete at the 25-yard line and diving forward, getting down to about the 20. On the pass completion for Grayson County, Jaden Kinney with another catch.
And
that's pick up a 14 yards and another first down.
That backside slant, man, it's deadly, especially when you have corners playing off, not really thinking the play's going to come to them, because we've not ran at them all game, and you're starting to see that develop, and they're kind of off in la-la land thinking about something, and then pull the plug on them and just throw it.
This Grayson County sophomore class, I think, has a lot to really be excited about between Colby Chaffins, Grayson Chaffins, Jaden Kinney. There's a lot to be excited about, I think, if you're a Cougar fan here in 2 years.
A very good young core.
Pistol formation. Handoff Hardy. Tries to bounce it out to that left side, and he was met there by Nolan Lindsay. And dropped for a loss there of 2 yards. And, I mean, Hardy has had some nice runs, and it's in a couple of runs it says he's 14 years old.
Yep.
120 pounds soaking wet.
I don't even know if he's a 120 soaking wet. I mean, he's not. I've seen him, and without pads, he doesn't look that big. I don't know. He might be, but
I don't know. Pads do add some weight to you.
I mean, I don't even think I got to 100 my freshman year.
Well, you were tearing up Breckenridge County that first half, though.
Yeah, I mean, I was a whole different person.
You were about 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
You had huge calf muscles.
180 something, probably close to 200.
And you were torching them.
Looked like Saquad out there.
Pitch here to Hardy, near side. Nice block across that right side. Spin move. Hardy down at about the 21-yard line, and that's a heck of a lot of work to get 1 yard.
Yeah. But, hey, I like it. If you're going to work for a big play, I want you to work for a small play, too.
36-6, Grayson leads Muhlenberg. 3:20 left here in the first half. And this drive here for Grayson County, we're looking at play 13.
Yeah, and I like it.
This is Cougar ball.
Yep, and most importantly, it's just chewing the clock out. And it's made with that first half was so long, it's made the second half a lot shorter.
Third down and about 10 coming up here for Grayson. Hardy to the right of Felty. I like Felty kind of coaching up Hardy, making sure he knows what he's going to do. Trips to the left side for the senior quarterback, Hunter Felty. In the gun. Looks like a read option, and Hardy's going to be the player that's going to end up getting it. And every penalty flag that could have been thrown was thrown.
I think that's a read for kind of an inverted veer. I want to see Hunter make a decision quicker. You kind of want to make a decision by that second slide.
Because there were about 3 seconds that the two players were going at it.
Then you're giving the defense time to get there, and you don't – because your running back can't run full speed whenever you have the ball in the stomach, and your hands are there too. So, I mean, it's hard on him too.
It's only a 5-yard face mask penalty. Brings the ball down to the 17-yard line.
And you really don't want to keep going forward either, because then it's harder to read the defense. But you learn from it.
36-6, Grayson County leads Muhlenberg County. 2:42 left in tonight's game. Trips down here to the near side. One wide receiver to the left side. Ball placed in the far hash. Hardy is to the left of Felty in the gun. Felty fakes the handoff, throws on the slant, complete, turns upfield over to the far side, going into the goal line. Is he in or not?
A little short.
And he's down at the 1-yard line. Almost another touchdown for Grayson County on that far side of the field as it was pulled in by, guess who?
Jaden Kinney.
Jaden Kinney.
On that backside slant again.
16 yards on the completion from Jaden Kinney. 2:34 left, and we have an injured player, I think. A little slow to get up after the play was a Muhlenberg County defensive lineman. Looks like it is Nolan Lindsay, who's their big defensive lineman, and he's
disrupted some plays, and he's got in the backfield a couple times.
He's had to fill in for player now, Patrick Wood, who's now playing at Center College on the defensive line, and Wood was a hoss on the inside. On the play here, it'll be first down and goal from the 1, under 2.5 to go. Grayson County leads. Felty will go under center. We've got multiple running backs lined up. I think they're going to give it to Hardy here. Felty gets the call, handoff Hardy, and he'll go in untouched for the first career touchdown for Dejari Hardy, the freshman, as he's being hoisted amongst his teammates multiple times, and Grayson County leads 39-6, or 42-6. His scoreboard was a little late with 2:11 to go.
And the clock should be going after this.
Dejari Hardy, his first career touchdown run.
And his first, I don't know if it's first game, but first game he ever gets a touch. I'm just saying, one game with a touch and one game with a touchdown is pretty good.
I'm sure, Kaylor, you remember your first touchdown.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
First passing touchdown was against Tom
and a botch snap, and I think it was to Hunter Toms on a play over the middle, like a post route.
Then the first rushing was the next week.
The kick is going to be no good on a botched snap for Grayson County. It is 42-6, Cougars on top of the Mustangs with 2 minutes to go, and that clock will just continue to roll. We'll take a break. This is Cougar football on K105.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403-246.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
2 minutes and 11 seconds. Well, it's actually, the clock is rolling down. 1:40 to go here in tonight's game. Be at 36 points, so it'll just be a kick away, and Muhlenberg will run a couple more plays, and we'll get out of here tonight, Kaylor, with a big Grayson County win on homecoming. Presumably it will stay 42-6, and Jackson Kane's going to kick that one deep, and it is almost going to just die at the 1 yard line.
Almost sat right there at that one, and that's dangerous. I mean, that return man didn't even look like he was going to attempt at it either, so I mean, as a return man, you kind of have to be vigilant and go back there with it just to make sure.
Because, I mean, the ball at the 5 is better than
them scoring a touchdown, yeah.
Well, can you advance? I don't think you can advance that, so I think it would depend on where.
I don't know if you can. I know you can advance a muffed punt, but I don't know about a kickoff. Because, I mean, that'd be the same for an onside kick, and I know you can't advance those.
And that theoretically would be an onside kick.
Yeah, just a very long one.
It works the same. Grayson County's going to win this game. The Mustangs really willing up to snap it one more time. Cougars snap that losing streak, which is what really matters tonight, because as Kevin Malone says, Kaylor, I'm not sure if you're a fan of the TV show The Office, it just feels good to win one.
It does.
Cougars shifting on that line. They jump off sides, and that is going to blow the play with 32.8 seconds on the clock.
The clock should stop its penalty. I know it doesn't. It should still stop on a running clock.
It stops for touch, or it's at this point it's not. There's a handoff right side. That is going to do it. For the first time in nearly a month, the 4-game losing streak is snapped, and it is victory Grayson County. They win tonight by a final score of 42-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County wins tonight against Muhlenberg County by a final score of 42-6. The 4-game losing streak is snapped. Coming up next, the fifth quarter show. We'll get a chance to talk to the winning head coach, Brian Jones. That comes up and more right here on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Floodwaters in eastern Kentucky have destroyed homes and businesses, displaced families, devastated communities, and claimed the lives of our fellow Kentuckians. Radio and television stations across the Commonwealth have united as one voice to help our fellow Kentuckians in need. Please consider supporting the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund today. Simply go to kba.org and click the Donate Now button. This message of hope is provided by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Grayson County wins tonight against Muhlenberg County by a final score of 42-6. They are now 2-4 on the season. Kaylor, more importantly, though, they snap the 4-game losing streak. Coming back home is what does it, right? Or you're taking credit because you got some new ink, right? You're taking the credit there. Or was it that or number 3 was in the game?
I think it's the number 3.
Number 3, Dejari Hardy. Here's your stats, though, and really, I mean, number 6 tonight.
Yes.
175 rushing yards, unofficially, 4 touchdowns on the ground for Jaron Van Meter. But Hunter Felty, 112 rushing yards.
And that's huge for him because he's had a couple of negative nights in a row. and it's huge to get him back, especially over 100.
We'll take a break. Talk to head coach Brian Jones after this. It's Cougar football on K105.
Oh, the stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart kids. You're smart.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars pick up a 42-6 win against Muhlenberg County. As I'm joined now by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. And Coach, I think I might have even asked you this question before, but I know I've asked it to at least both of the Coach Johnstons. I don't know if you're a fan of the TV show The Office, but there's a character in it, Kevin Malone, who has a quote that says, "It just feels good to win one."
Yeah.
And that has to be the epitome of how you and your team are feeling right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We've played some pretty good ball clubs over this 4-week stretch on the road. It's feel like a Major League Baseball team. Make a West Coast swing or something, and you just play away game after away game after away game. And Graves is a good ball club. Butler's, and McLean are 5-0 apiece going into tonight, and so. We didn't play any slouches, and and then being away from home makes that tough. So it's very nice to come back here to our home stadium and get a win. I
thought tonight your offense looked – it was Cougar ball, as I think Kaler even said. I know he's on the headset, Kaler. I think you'd probably agree that, the stats that Parker Kane, one of your assistants, had, Jaron Van Meter, 175 rushing yards, Hunter Felty, 112 rushing yards. You got to feel good because, your rushing offense coming into that game, 2.4 yards a carry, 65.8 yards a game, and you almost beat that on your first drive.
Yeah, that's not us typically. Not been my style for sure. In my career as a play caller, and I've just always been one that I guess would rather run the ball. That's that old adage that. On a pass, what is there? 4 things can happen, and 3 of them are bad. And so, so it definitely nice to be able to control the line of scrimmage a little bit and get the run game going. Jaron played just absolutely unbelievable, very, very talented running the ball. And he's somebody that we're going to have to expand upon on different ways to get the ball to him because, I think even Muhlenberg tonight, their adjustment was to kind of start just keying on him, and we made some halftime adjustments that made it difficult on them, running the toss into the boundary and just getting some numbers out in front of him, and he made some good cuts and some good plays, and the touchdown run he had right before half, he made as good a cut deep in the hole as I've seen in a long time. You know, jump cut to the left, made a guy miss, and then outrun the rest of them to the sideline and get in for 6. So, you know, he's super talented, and it's a very good move for us to put him back in the backfield and get him the ball as much as possible.
Start of the second half, your team, and I don't even remember what it was, but the first play was a penalty. I don't remember what the penalty was. It doesn't matter, but you started behind the sticks. Kaylor and I were talking about this. I mean, it's not just your team's Achilles heel. It's every team's Achilles heel to start behind the sticks, but you ripped off 7 straight plays and ends up in the end zone. That's got to make you feel good, too, that they didn't let the negative play, which has sometimes happened in the past, turn into multiple negative plays, and then next thing you know, it's 3rd down and 18.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we had a little tiny hold there on the edge. Sawyer had gotten his hands on the end, and he kind of had him, and then once we got outside, that guy tried to redirect, and we just held just a smidge too long. You know, it's tough. You know, he's trying to work there and drive his guy, and that guy's trying to redirect, and you got to kind of, you know, let him go because we're passing that guy. But, you know, as an offensive lineman, that's just not what you want to do. You don't want to let a guy go. Once you get on him, you want to stay on him. So, but, yeah, it was nice for us to come back the very next play and pick up, I think, about 12 or so and get back ahead of the sticks. And you're looking at 2nd and, you know, 8 or so to and then we rattle off a couple other big ones and march right down the field and get a quick score. And that's, you know, that is us, run the ball, march it down the field, but that happened a little bit quicker than we're kind of used to, and you know, because it was big chunk plays, and so I was happy to see that. And guys were playing exceptionally hard. You know, Mason Carroll had some really devastating crack blocks on those tosses, and you know, then we got Waylon coming outside the crack block and getting on a guy, and then it's just Jaron being an athlete and making cuts off those things, and did a really good job. It was a fun drive to sit back and watch.
Kaylor, got any questions?
Not really.
He put you on the spot. He wants a question from you. You got something that, I mean, it doesn't even have to be related to the game. What's something you've always wanted to ask him, right? You're in a good mood. You just picked up a win. This is your time to ask.
Let me think.
Okay, how about I ask another question and we can come back to you? How about that? There's the pressure for you that you don't really know what might come. But the defense, I think, I mean, you look at it, Muhlenberg, starting their starting quarterback, and then their emergency quarterback gets hurt on the first or the second drive, so they were already in a pinch. And other than the first drive, or I guess their second drive, where they scored the touchdown to answer yours, I thought your defense played really well.
Yeah, they did. You know, it was a little frustrating early to kind of watch them kind of do what we do. You know, they just kept getting 3 here, 4 there, 6 there, and moving the chains and slowly, methodically moving down the field, and you know, it resulted in that touchdown. But you know, I thought we didn't let that get to us. You know, and really, I don't think we scored the next drive either. And so we're looking at a 7-6 game.
The fumble.
Yeah, so we're looking at a 7-6 game for a couple of
because you
possessions.
Had the field goal after that.
So a couple possessions, we go 7-6, and you know, we just kept fighting, and that's kind of been what we've talked about over the past couple of weeks is just keep fighting. I think we go into halftime there, still a relatively close ball game, and you know, we talked about